Hello, everybody.
Yo, what's going on?
I kind of lost count as to what number this is, but welcome anyway.
Yeah, welcome back.
This is going to hopefully be a relatively short episode.
Yeah, at least it'll be really streamlined. That's
yeah.
for sure. We only have 3 topics.
Yeah, we don't have much in the way of anime this time.
Yeah.
But there is still one anime we're going to be talking about. Well,
Yes.
Steven, mostly.
Yes.
Because for those who are in the know, Konosuba, the movie, came out this week.
Yes.
In the U.S.
Yes.
I unfortunately couldn't go to see it. I wanted to, but there's so much stuff that I got to take care of. I need my money for other things.
You know, you just reminded me, I forgot to mention this before we started recording, but you can always go watch the dub in theater.
No, I don't want to watch it. I had to deal with that for Dragon Ball.
Oh,
I don't need that for Konosuba.
Ouchies.
I've seen clips of their dub voices. I don't need to watch it.
They actually advertised the dub before the movie started. They were running like Crunchyroll ads and stuff, and so they were advertising the dub, and I was like, no, sorry, pass.
Yeah.
But all right, yeah, absolutely. We'll get into that.
But yeah, Konosuba the movie, and then we're going to be talking about BlizzCon.
Yes,
because that happened last weekend.
Yes,
and then a little FGO.
Yes, we got some updates, some news, some drama. So the last section of this podcast will be dedicated to FGO and the shenanigans going on.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I do wish I could have seen the Konosuba movie in theaters at least once. But
yeah,
I'll just have to deal with it coming on either Crunchyroll or Blu-ray first.
Yeah, I was telling Roman that that's what they did with Tanya the movie, is that it was shown in theaters as a special event, and then it just popped up on Crunchyroll, the app. So there's hope that they'll do the same for Konosuba. They were the ones that were distributing it, or at least bringing it out to the theaters, so hopefully they repeat that with Konosuba, the movie.
Good thing for you all, though, is that I get to do a reaction to it.
Right. Which is why I'm trying to help Roman out and keep it as vague as possible. I will not go too in-depth as well. So, yeah, well, let's just throw that out there right now. There will be spoilers. I'm going to try my best to keep it vague and not ruin some of the good moments, but it was great. It was really great. It was really great. And I'm going to try not to ruin Roman's reactions.
Well, knowing me, by the time I actually got to the reaction, I'd have forgotten everything you said.
Okay, that's good.
My memory is so bad.
That's good. That's good to know. Now I don't feel so bad.
So, yeah, you just want to get right into it?
Yeah, all right, let's go.
Get right into Konosuba, which, I mean, they haven't had a 3rd season yet, but maybe after this movie they will.
Okay, so I'm going to start actually. So they did the same thing with Heaven's Feel, with like the Fate movie, where they had the voice actors do this pre-movie kind of just shooting the breeze kind of a thing. So for Konosuba, they had the same thing with Takahashi Rie, the voice actor for Megumin, and then the guy that voices Kazuma, I keep forgetting, I think it's June or something June. And they were just kind of shooting the breeze, and they're just like, oh man, this movie's going to be shown in like international, and they're like, yeah, this is so big, so you know, we never thought that this was going to happen. And they're just kind of talking about how this phenomenon called Konosuba came out, and the voice actor for Kazuma is telling Takashi Rie, he's all like, yeah, how's it feel to be such a dork? And they translated Chuni because Megumi or Takashi Rie kept using the word Chuni, and the subtitle read dork. Like, oh, she's such a dork. She acts in such a cute dork fashion. And I'm just like, I guess that would be the simplest way to put it. Like, when you see someone acting like a giant weeb, just kind of look at this dork right here, you know? You don't want to be too offensive, but you do want to insult them, so you just kind of call him a dork. And then she goes, like, yeah, I haven't been this much of a dork since I was, like, in high school. And then he's just kind of like, oh, yeah? Do you want to show us how much of it? Or she's like, no, I'm not going to do that. So he's pretty much trying to get her to be all chuny, and she's just like, no. Oh, I turned to my friend, and I was like, hey, check it out. That's Mashu. And she's just all like, oh, how can you be so mean to your Kohai? And I'm like, she's not Kohai, she's Megumin of the Crimson Demons.
Yes.
So, yeah, Takashi Rie is just, yeah, she's fantastic.
Also, the voice actor for Kazuma is Jun Fukushima.
There you go. Thank you. I knew it was something June. I was like, Jun or Jun? Yeah. So that was pretty good. So right out the gate, even the pre-movie like interview or jam session, that was great. So then the movie starts, and it actually picks up right at the end of the second season. So it's heavily recommended that you watch seasons 1 and 2. But if I can be honest with even Roman and all y'all, I was there with people that have never seen Konosuba. They just wanted to come because they knew that me and a couple of the other guys, we've seen it already. And so they just kind of went because of the hype. And they just wanted to come check it out. They had a blast. They were like, okay, now I'm going to go watch it. So they went in completely blind. They didn't know. I mean, they've known the memes, and most of them see the stuff that I post on social media and all that. Mm-hmm. And so they had an idea, and especially since they know that a lot of us always talk about it. And let's be honest, look at it like FGO and Babylonia. Konosuba memes are everything now. It's like the default meme format is just Konosuba. So it's such a anime cultural phenomenon that it's everywhere. So they just wanted to come check it out, and they knew that this was a pretty hype event. The theater was pretty packed. Yeah. It was pretty packed. Like the seats, we were all the way at the top and kind of a little bit to the right of the projector, and it was like the only seat on our row that was empty was all the way on the right by the wall. Wow. And then like the 2, maybe 3 rows all the way in front of the screen. But the rest of the theater was pretty much packed. So it was pretty impressive. Okay. And this was out in San Francisco too, so...
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Japantown.
Yeah, but it was being shown everywhere. All throughout, like, East Bay and San Francisco, all over the place. So, like, every theater was pretty much having a showing. And there was, like...
You said one of your friends went to the San Leandro
Fair.
One,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Was his theater packed, or...?
I don't know. We didn't talk about it. I had a guy, he went to the Union City one, and he said it was pretty packed. Yeah, and Union City is where we went and saw Heaven's Feel, and that also was pretty packed too. So, we're in the Bay Area, so this is a pretty weeb area to be in.
Yeah.
So it's not shocking nor surprising to see that many weebs go out on a Tuesday night to watch anime. And as well as the same night as the recording of this podcast, which is Thursday night, they're doing a showing as well tonight. So it was Tuesday and Thursday. Then they're probably going to do another showing, which will be the dub version. But
yeah,
we don't talk about that.
I want to watch that.
We don't talk about that. The movie started. It picked up immediately after the end of the second season. They came back from defeating the slime general guy, and shenanigans. Yun Yun comes in, and she's just like, we gotta go back, Megumin! And so then they go back to the village, and they meet, like, Megumin's family, and they're just dorks. They're giant dorks. Megumin's mom thinks they're, like, hooked up. And so, yeah. So she's always trying to, like, get them in, like, Kazuma and Megumin involved. And,
back off, Mom.
Yeah.
He belongs to darkness.
Darkness. Yeah, and the whole village is basically like that. They're all basically Megumins. Like, the dude's just all like, I'm the baker of the Crimson Demon. He's all like posing and everything. Just giant chuny. Just a giant nerd. And then there was like, they tried to go serious at some points and just make it be like, oh, Kazuma does care, and then they just kind of like, boom, break it.
Like they usually do.
Yeah. And so, yeah, and Kazuma's always doing, get rich quick schemes and all of that. But it was a very standard Konosuba fare. That's why, again, I say you have to watch the first 2 seasons, and then you'll just be able to just dive right into this. But it also greatly expanded on not only Megumin, but also Yun Yun.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, if you guys are Yun Yun fans, then... And, I mean, you wouldn't be a Yun Yun fan because she has no friends.
I'm her friend.
No, you're not.
She just doesn't know it yet.
No one is Yun Yun's friend. So, yeah, it was pretty gnarly. And the thing about it, the mass appeal of Konosuba, and my friend told this to me after the movie was over, everyone was cracking up. Everyone was just dying. Everybody. There was, how can I put this? How can I put this without ruining it for Roman? There was a scene, a part, where Kazuma's innocence was almost stolen from him. And everybody was dying in the theater. Everybody was rolling, and it's great. And yeah, she's just like, I've never seen this before. And it's like, we've all seen Konosuba. We kind of know what's par for the course. And you just laugh. You just laugh. And I think that in general, that's the appeal of Konosuba, is it just makes you laugh. I can't think of anybody. There are people that don't watch anime. Like, they don't watch none of the fruit. They don't know Make My Abilities Average. They don't know High School Prodigies. They don't know Okasa Online. They don't know... They kind of know Demon Slayer, but some of them don't. They've all seen Konosuba. Like, they know Konosuba. You know, they don't watch it. They don't watch how heavy are the dumbbells you lift. They don't watch that stuff. But they've seen Konosuba. And so that's kind of the appeal of this. They've just... The guys that did Konosuba just found a way to just make this so broad that anybody can just pick it up and run with it and have fun. Is it a little raunchy? Absolutely. But again, because it feels like there's no holds barred, that's what makes it better. Nothing is sacred. Everything is on the table. Anything can be spoofed or made fun of. Funny enough, I said Okasa Online. And Kayano Ai is the voice of darkness. Mamako is so... They make that joke too. They're all like, Darkness, your body's the lewdest one here. What are you talking about? So, yeah. Yeah, it's really an anime phenomenon. And it really came at a time too when the isekai genre was getting stale. You know, it was like we had Sword Art, and Sword Art was like great for like the first 24, 26 episodes. Basically, this was Alfheim, and the original was Sword Art.
So the first season. The
first season, basically. The first two ones. The Fairy one and the Sword Art one. And then and everyone hyped up Gun Gale, but then Gun Gale came out, and it was just, I don't know. People just stopped talking about it. And then it was just kind of like isekai just kind of needed that kick to revitalize it, and Konosuba just did it. You know, and then it was like, so we had the serious one, we had the funny one, and then we had the jacked up one with ReZero. So, both of which had Takahashi Rie in it. So,
yeah. I guess she's the secret to isekai success.
Correct.
Well, kinda, because what was that one? There was one that came out last season that wasn't really that good. That had
Isekai Cheat Magician?
Yeah.
She's in it?
Yeah, she's in it.
I've never seen it.
She was in that. I dropped it.
I heard a lot of people were like, oh, this sucks.
So I guess that's not the case. Never mind. Forget I said it.
Well, you know, she's still at a 66%, so 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, too, Haruka Tomatsu is Asuna. That's, you know, Ponzi. And everyone likes Ponzi.
Ponzi.
Otosuki.
Oh.
That's her. That's Asuna.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why she's great. Mama Raiko from FGO. Yeah. Haruka Tomatsu is amazing. It's, again, batting 2 out of 3. Asuna doesn't count. You know, it was her debut role, it's her breakout role, so, you know, you can't really blame that on her, but, yeah. She's evolved since then, needless to say. But, yeah, Konosuba just has that magic, explosion. And it crosses, like, everyone's appeals, you know, it crosses those borders, and it attracts people, and it just brings them together, and it's a good time. And you're laughing, and something awful is going on, and you're still just busting up, and yeah, it's, especially if you're a Megumin fan, which you should be, because Megumin is best girl.
That's a funny way of saying darkness.
So I took my Lolatina Nesoberry just because I've been, again, on a Kayano Ai kick right now, because currently in Azure Lane, you know, she's Atago, and then last season, you know, Okasan Online. So I was just like, you know, and I actually prefer season 2 La Latina than season 1. For season 1, she didn't really do anything for me. But season 2 came out, and she cut that promo where she was talking about her ideal man, about how he's a scumbag, and he beats on her, and then throws the beer bottle on her and goes, "Oh, darkness, go sell your body for money." And then she's getting turned on by that. That made me a fan right there. I was like, boom, okay, La Latina's in. I like Aqua because she's just blatant about her scumbaggery.
Aqua's great.
Yeah, Aqua's great.
Says Aqua's great.
Yeah, Aqua's good in a pinch. But yeah, so that's season 2 made me a fan of La Latina. I was like, it used to be Megumin and then Aqua and then but then the season 2 happened, and then and then you got that weirdo that always comes out. I was like, whoa, I like Wiz. No, wrong. Go out, come back in, and try again. I like Wiz. God. The same guys that like paint drying on the wall. So, I actually don't have anything against Wiz. It's just, Wiz's sole purpose is just to be just subtle humor. Because everyone is so wacky and crazy, and then Wiz is just so plain and normal. It's just nothing. There's nothing about her. That's her joke. That's her gimmick. She's just plain.
I thought it was that she was a lich and Aqua kept trying to send her to the afterlife.
That too, because she's plain. She's nothing, she betrayed her demon king and all that, and demon generals, and, she's the most normal, perhaps the most normal or sane one there. We actually did that too when we were leaving the movie. We were like, yeah, everybody in the movie is awful. Everybody in there is just awful about something they do, And we're all like, Yun Yun lies like an isekai quartet. It's all like, oh yeah, Yun Yun's gonna go with her class, and she's sitting there all by herself. And I was like, yeah, dude, and even Eris is awful because she lies. She's a liar. She pats her chest, man. What a liar. What else is she keeping secrets about? God. So everyone is just terrible. Everyone is awful, and that's what makes it great. No one is a good character or a good guy in that series. So, pick somebody. They probably have a gimmick that makes them terrible. So, that's, again, it's great. It's great. Not to say that it was all roses, because I was talking to Roman about this, like, last week it came out, that people were getting angry because they make trap jokes. Yes. So, in a nutshell, one of the characters that is movie exclusive, when I say movie exclusive, this was a movie adaptation of the Megumin and the Crimson Village story arc, which is actually in the manga and the light novels. So this would have otherwise been season 3 because it's a continuation, but they just decided to do it in the movie form. Let's talk about the drama, then we'll come back to this point. So one of the characters is basically a trap, and you wouldn't know because the character has, huge boobs and all that, so everyone's like, oh, damn, it's pretty hot. Typical Konosuba fare, she's got big boobs, she's really hot, oh, she's a seductress and all of that. Turns out it's a trap for reasons. And because they made a joke out of it, and Kazuma's all like, ew, stop touching me, ew, what's poking my butt? The SJWs got super butthurt over that, and my response was, I'm actually surprised it took them this long to make trap jokes. I was like, they've made fun of so much stuff. I can't believe it took them this long to get there. Like, normally when series make fun of traps, it's usually like, boom, right in the middle or something, But they were just like, no, we're going to do it. We're going to do it right now. And I was like, oh, well, alrighty then. Again, nothing's off the table when it comes to Konosuba. Even traps. Traps will be made fun of. It's just how we roll. And so, yeah, I was pretty... Oh, man. It was Konosuba-esque the way they did it. And, did you know that JC Staff animates Konosuba?
Really?
Yeah. Those same guys that everyone was complaining about One Punch Man?
Yeah.
And they did a pretty damn good job with this one. Maybe it's because it's movie budget, but...
Probably.
But yeah, the animation was really top-notch. It was really, really good. And, so yeah. But, to be fair, too, what the SJWs didn't tell you in all of their hate bait articles was that Kazuma actually does get over his issues with the trap and actually does fall in love with her.
Yeah.
Him, trap. So, it ends very well. So, again, it's one of those issues where they take it and they blow it out of proportion. They have no idea what's going on, but just because it's all like, look at me, I'm doing backflips and I'm juggling and dancing and I'm on a unicycle, wah, wah, wah. That's all they do, man. They have nothing else to say or bring to the table, nothing good. And so they just want to complain about something. And it's like, making fun of traps is an age-old trope that goes back in anime. And, it's just what it is. So have fun with it. Let go. Yeah. Let go. It's a joke. It can't hurt you. All right? Show me on the Nendoroid where the bad joke hurts you. Okay? You can't.
It was here in the leg.
Here in the leg. Oh. we'll get a cast on that and you'll be fine.
No crutches?
No crutches. Man up.
I'm offended.
I'll bet you are. I look forward to your article. So,
there will be an article.
So,
I find it funny because one of the articles I did read, or the only article I did read, I should say, was talking. They'd seen Konosuba before.
Okay.
And they were talking about how Konosuba, makes fun of just about everything.
Right.
But they shouldn't make fun of traps.
Oh, okay. It's like, was it the Meatloaf song? I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Yeah.
I'll make fun of Konosuba can make fun of anything, but you don't make fun of that. Get out of here. Get out of here. No. It's funny too. One of the other things too. So in Tiny the movie as well, they do these little blurbs about the characters.
Right.
And so when they were talking about, they did like a trivia thing, and they said, which character was the hardest for the Konosuba team? I forgot if it's the writing team or the anime team or whatever. Who's the hardest character to write for? Guess. Who's the hardest character to write for?
To write for? I would probably not Mega Man. I think she does that just off the top of her head. So
let's say, like, to flesh out their personality and their character traits and how they act and literally to write their character.
Union?
No.
Darkness?
Yes. Because when you think of the Japanese, again, in their culture and their society, very reserved, very like, don't act out, don't yell, don't scream, and especially don't be lewd. And in Japan, too, just calling somebody, baka, idiot or stupid, that's really harsh. So for her to take that and get aroused by it was really hard for them to write without kind of going and making like this H kind of an anime, because they were like, we don't want to go too far, but we do want to push it, And again, you can also attribute it to Kayano Ai just really selling the hell out of the character.
Yeah.
But yeah, they said that she was the hardest character to write for because they didn't want to push it too far. They wanted to push it because that's the point. But they were like, we can't go too far because then we'll just become a hentai. So
I wouldn't mind a Darkness hentai. Don't worry about it, guys. So, go for it.
Yeah. You heard the man. Hook him up. So yeah. So to say all of that and then turn around and be like, oh, but trap jokes are off the table. Get out of here. It's a parody. It's a parody comedy. Come on. It just makes... They made the slime the strongest monster. All right?
Yeah.
Which is funny because I was thinking about that today when I was thinking of notes to write for this podcast. I was like, Dragon Quest should do that and make this like level 100 slime and just make him OP as hell and just make the only way to beat him is you gotta grind and you gotta do all this stuff and you can even make it a trophy, but they should make this super hard slime boss monster. Just to kind of beat the trope that, slimes are the first monsters you fight, they're all weak, blah, blah, blah. They should totally make an uber slime boss now.
Didn't they make a joke about that in the second season?
About slimes?
About slimes?
Yeah, the general.
Yeah, because they were like, slimes are usually the weakest enemy,
yeah.
So we got this in the bag.
Yeah, and it turns out he was a demon general.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. That's what I'm saying is that Dragon Quest, because, the slimes are one of Dragon Quest's mascots.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. They should put an uber boss slime monster and just destroy the stereotype. So.
Give it abs and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just make it Billy Badass, Just go all that because I bring it up because this I will slightly spoil this. They all come back in some context, and that's about as far as I go with that spoiler. So, yeah. So, yeah. And so
roles does the Demon Lord have?
I don't know if they've ever said.
Because this would be what, the third one
Yes.
they've dealt with?
Yes.
I guess not counting Wiz.
Yeah, and Veneer.
And well, they did kind of deal with him.
Yes. So that would be 5.
Okay. So Wiz, Veneer, they had the Doulahan, they had the slime, and now this. Yeah, 5. And as far as we know, there's still a lot more.
Correct. So it's not for lack of a material, or for material.
All right. You think they would ask Wiz, how many are there?
Right. But Wiz is so boring. It's just
Or maybe that's part of her deal she can't say.
maybe. They kind of addressed that. In the movie.
Oh, they did?
They kind of addressed that, yeah. Not the how many exist, but basically, like you said, leaving Wiz alone or not leaving Wiz alone. They kind of addressed that.
Okay.
Yeah. What I was going to say earlier too, before we talked about trap jokes, is this does kind of make me a little bit relieved because this is kind of what they're going to do with Demon Slayer, and this was a huge question that I had: is that does it make sense to continue the anime in a movie, and then probably after the movie go back to doing like a TV series? Because I doubt Demon Slayer is going to just be movies for the rest of the series run.
Right. Well, what I've heard they were doing the 3rd season after the movie. Or 2nd season after the movie.
Yeah, see, and so that's why I was like, is this going to really work? Because the movie, and the Konosuba movie is not even that long. I think it's like 70 minutes. It's like an hour and some odd minutes. So it's not even super long.
Less than what the standard time for an older movie would have been.
Yes. And here's the thing, too. They counted in the runtime the interview. And that was almost like 10 minutes. It went on for like a chunk of time of them just talking.
So it might just be an hour.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, an hour and some change. Okay. So, yeah, it wasn't even that long of a movie, but they did an entire arc. So, and I haven't really heard or seen or read if anything was left out. It felt pretty substantial, and like I said, you got closure. So, when they come back, I'm sure they're just gonna, move on past what happened in the movie. So they're just gonna assume you've seen the movie, and now here's season 3 of Konosuba.
Yeah.
So it like I said, I wasn't sure what to expect in terms of will it be a cohesive story, will it be entertaining, or are they going to miss anything? But it seemed to do a pretty good job. And again, Konosuba and Demon Slayer both are almost in, like different genres, absolutely, but they're doing almost the same things where they're both cultural phenomenons. The Demon Slayer movie is probably going to look just as packed, if not even more packed, than the Konosuba movie. And they both kind of revolutionized their genres.
Yeah.
And which is funny because Demon Slayer came out in a post Boku Hero time. So Boku Hero is kind of like the standard right now. When it comes to shonen jumps and the one hero with a group of friends, Yu Yu Hakusho DBZ style, Naruto style. That's kind of the standard. But then Demon Slayer, to kind of run neck and neck with Boku Hero and then sometimes even surpass it, that's pretty amazing. And then Konosuba does the same thing, but its genre is isekai. So it's just up there. Like, people know it. People know who Aqua is. They may know who like Cosma is, but it's like they know Aqua, they know Megumin. And then they kind of know Cosma, kind of know Darkness.
Even if they haven't seen the series. Just from memes.
Yes.
They know who these characters
are.
And
walking around cons and whatnot and being on Facebook. Yes. They know who like Aqua is, Megumin is. Yes. So, yeah. Like I said, that makes me hopeful for the Demon Slayer movie, especially since then that's another similarity they had. So the Crimson Demon Village arc, I had known about that. I don't know what happened or what was the context. I just knew that everyone said Megumin is about to get backstory or exposition in this story arc. And that's what everyone knew it for. And Megumin is probably the most popular of the Konosuba girls. So to give her own arc, I had known about it. I just didn't know the context. I didn't know what was going to happen. I don't know who was involved. I was just like, oh, Megumin has a little sister and you meet her parents. And it's like, all right, cool. So that's the same thing I'm hearing about the Demon Slayer arc. I don't know if it's necessarily the best arc, but I heard it's one of the more involved ones for sure. Mm-hmm. The Infinity Train. Right. Yeah. So that's also something is kind of like, it's hyped.
it's the turning point.
Yeah,
for the show.
Yeah, so
because everything was like lead up, and now this is going to be where everything just starts going crazy.
Right, which is again another instance of these. One character surrounded with 25 minor characters like Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, and all that. Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho. They always build up. They introduce everybody through various stories, and then the big giant battle happens, and then everything goes downhill from there. With Bleach, it was like Soul Society. With Naruto, it was kind of like the tournament and all of that.
The Chunin exam.
Yeah, Chunin exam. Yeah, Chunin exam. Yeah. So, yeah.
Haven't had that yet with One Piece, I think. No
Alabasta. I'd say Alabasta.
Alabasta.
Yeah, I'd say Alabasta was kind of the turning point there. Because that was...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely Alabasta then.
So, yeah. So, like I said, it's hype. And like I said, this is the second movie in this year that I was actually excited for. After I left the movie, I should say. Because going into the movie, just like with the Tanya movie, I kind of knew what to expect. I knew Tanya was going to be Tanya. I knew Konosuba was going to be Konosuba. And I knew Isekai Quartet is amazing. So,
yeah,
I knew exactly what I was getting into. But I was still, left the theater completely damn, that was great. Wow. So, yeah. Yeah, and next year is going to be Heaven's Feel and Demon Slayer. So, wow, it's going to be a very UFO-tab year.
Yep.
Yeah, those guys are working overtime.
I don't know. They haven't really announced when the Demon Slayer movie comes out yet, huh? Just that it's next year.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah. But no exact release date yet.
Yeah. And actually, to be honest, I'm probably going to buy the Heaven's Feel movies in a box set. So when all three of them are out, then I'll probably buy it then. Yeah. I'd buy it like that.
Super expensive one.
Yeah, the super limited edition that literally comes with a towel of Sakura and Shiro banging each other on it. The whole deal. Anything, but you can have it. If they give me anything Saber related, you can have it.
Oh, nice.
Except if it's Saber Ultra, I'm keeping that.
Oh.
I like Salter. Especially Shinjuku Salter. The Ice Bitch Queen.
Well, I mean, you got another version of her in this Christmas rerun.
Yeah.
The Santa
altar. Santa altar. Yeah. So,
not very Santa-like, but still. She wears the Santa hat, so I guess it counts.
So, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I apologize if I can't go into specifics, but maybe we'll revisit this and get Roman's take on it after he watches it.
Yeah.
So, and then we'll talk about it again. But for now, like I said, I know Promare is doing a second run next month, so if they do a second run of Konosuba, anyone listening to this, go check it out. If not, hopefully Crunchyroll puts it out like they did with Tanya the movie. They put it on the Crunchyroll app. So either way, check it out. It's great. It's
worth it.
Absolutely worth every penny. Yeah, that's what I got.
Nice.
So that's it. That's all I got. Go watch it. It's Konosuba. Konosuba's great. Megumin is best girl, but I'll be damned if Aqua and Lalatina don't put in work.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so that was it for our anime.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
We won't be talking about the weekly stuff this time, so...
Yeah, Robin and I we're going to touch on some anime on the next podcast, but then we also are going to, because that'll be the week of Thanksgiving, so we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a manga episode.
We've been talking about that for a while.
Yeah, so that's going to change it up a little bit, and yeah, especially, it's the holidays, so we'll take it easy. We'll just review some things. My aim is to kind of talk about any differences or animation qualities, plot points that may have changed. Maybe if acknowledge a voice actor or voice actress that did something right, like with Goblin. I'm looking at my manga right now. I see Goblin Slayer, and I keep thinking of Priestess with You Get Used to It, and how they in the anime they kind of did that scene where they zoomed in on Elf Ranger's face, and she just kind of twitched. But in the manga, it actually looked like she was just falling into a pit. So it was like a frame by frame of her just falling into a bottomless pit. So it's like her, falling into this pit of emotion. So stuff like that, subtle changes like that is kind of like what I was hoping to talk about. We don't really have an agenda on what mangas we'll talk about, but I might even talk about like Okasa Online, which I only have the light novels because I think the manga just started coming out. So I'll probably talk about the light novel. But there were some changes in that too, for instance. But yeah, so that'll probably be the next episode.
You couldn't answer the question I was just about to ask. You said that they stopped your light novel stopped when they ended the Medi dragon, right?
Yeah, I have light novels volume 1 and 2.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, is Medi just as great as she is in the light novel as she is in the anime, or?
I'm going to answer this in a very Medi-like fashion. Be like, go answer it yourself. Go find your own answer.
Maybe I will.
God. Oh, Medi. I don't think I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it there. But we'll talk about that. I'll answer Roman's question. I'll answer Roman's question when we get there.
Yeah, when we get to the thing.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had some idea on some of the manga I was going to talk about. Some of them aren't anime yet.
Okay.
But
even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the stuff I was thinking about talking about, like I'm looking at my Goblin Slayer. I got Kakegurui. A new game. Actually, the new game manga has gone beyond the anime, so there's plenty to talk about there. So
yeah,
but yeah, stay tuned. Check it out. Yeah. So that's coming up.
Cool. Yeah, that'll be in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving weekend. I will try to have it up before Thanksgiving.
Cool.
You know how I am with my. I slack a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean sometimes we record. It doesn't come out till like a week after.
That's fine.
But I did pretty good on the last one. I released it like 2 days after, so
nice.
Try to keep that going.
Yes. Spooky Halloween episode.
Yeah, the spooky Halloween episode, which I forget how many views that actually got. Well, I know the actual Halloween reaction I didn't really go. I only got like 30 something views or something. 33. The Halloween episode got 57 views.
Woohoo! We saved execution.
Yes.
We survived execution. Remember, if it's under 50 views, Roman will axe it. So, please keep watching Otosuki. Otosuki is fantastic. Keep it alive. Ponzi deserves it.
So, just to clarify, because a lot of people keep asking about that, it was only had to reach 50 views for the first 3 weeks. 2 out of the 3 episodes had to make 50. After that, as long as it doesn't like nosedive in views, like let's say Beastars gets at least 70 views a week. If that all of a sudden goes down to like 15, it's getting dropped.
Brutal.
Because then it's like, well, nobody's interested anymore. Why bother?
Sure. Fair enough.
So yeah, if it like hovers around 50, 45 or whatever, cool, whatever.
Oh, you have a grace period too. Okay, that's not bad. Roman is a generous god.
Well, we're already in like week 6.
Yeah.
7.
True.
Depending on the show.
True.
So those are safe already. Like Hatage, Otosuki, Fate. I mean, Fate gets over 100 views a week, so I don't think that's going anywhere.
Right.
The only one that would potentially be on the chopping block, and that's only if it was like getting this every week, like the first episode of Watashi, which is Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life, got 400 views in the first week.
Wow.
And now it's down to like 86.
Oh.
So that's still pretty good. Still above the 50. So
Huh. They really like that show too.
yeah.
Ooh.
I was actually kind of surprised. I figured it would be one of those shows where it's isekai, but not a lot of people would really watch it.
Yeah.
But it's doing pretty good.
Yeah. It's in a really weird spot. I saw this week's episode, and it's kind of like, I'm not sure if it wants to be serious and violent or if it wants to be cutesy and moe. It's kind of like, I don't know what's going on. But I mean, I'm still digging it. I'm really, really digging it. And I guess that kind of shows me, because it's like we had this debate. It was like you had prodigies in another world, and then you had Make My Abilities Average, and I guess Make My Abilities Average seems to be the winner.
Yeah, because Prodigy's got dropped.
Hmm?
Unfortunately. But yeah, that one got dropped. Like, We Never Learn, I didn't want that to drop, but, you know, nobody was really watching it.
Yeah, especially. Again, which is funny because, the people on YouTube, or at least those that tend to listen to the podcast, they're not really reacting or watching those videos. But it still gets on the top 10 charts.
Yeah.
So people are watching it. Maybe they're just checking out all the waifus, and they're like, "Shut up, Roman. we're going to go look at the image boards.
Maybe.
We need Mafu Sensei. Stop talking."
Yeah, that's the right girl, by the way. Mafu.
Kirisu Sensei is the best girl, but like I said, she's so OP she got banned. So
had to make it fair for the rest of them.
Absolutely.
That's how I look at it now. Like,
See,
whenever you say she's banned, we got to make it fair.
Yeah, see, I would never lie to you. I would. Again, I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree. Kirisu Sensei is the best, but she's too OP, man. It's like she's literally the infinite gauntlet, man.
I still remember when it first started, and I really didn't like her.
Really?
Because she was so mean to everybody.
She was
a
jerk.
Then later, you get to actually see her in her home and stuff, and it's like, okay, you're not bad. You're actually the best. So.
Yeah. But it was also Ogata Arizu's voice actress's birthday, so
yeah,
I tagged Roman in that because I was like, I figured he would appreciate that. So
yeah, well, I mean, she's my
default
schoolgirl choice.
Yeah,
is Ogata. So yeah,
Opai Megane Tsundere.
Yes.
Yeah, but she can cook.
Well, I mean, her family does run a
restaurant, udon shop.
Udon, right? Yeah. I had to remember if it was udon or ramen or.
I mean, it's almost pretty much the same thing.
Udon's thicker though, isn't it? Yeah. But
udon is Musashi's food.
Yeah. She eats it out of the grail and everything. So anyway, before we
do make an anime section,
yeah,
let's move on.
So as we said, BlizzCon was last weekend.
Yes.
Sure, a lot of you. I don't know how many of you, because you guys don't really comment too often. But there was a controversy with Blizzard about one of their Hearthstone players.
Yes.
Who was showing his support for Hong Kong?
Yeah, for the Hong Kong protest.
For the Hong Kong protests, and then he got suspended for a year?
Yeah.
Originally?
Actually, I'm gonna interject. Let's talk about the negative after the pause. Let's talk about the good news first. Let's talk about the good news first.
Okay.
We're gonna come back to to Blitzchung.
So kind of like what we did with Konosuba.
Yeah, let's talk about the good stuff first, and then we'll get into the drama. So let's get you guys happy, and then we're gonna chop your knees out from under you and ruin your day. But okay.
Yeah, rub salt into the wound.
So I talked to Roman about this while we were setting this up, and Roman was the one who wanted to talk about BlizzCon, and I said, okay, this is your show then. I'm following Roman's lead, so I just watched the trailers today. So Roman were you watching it the whole weekend?
I didn't watch I watched the opening ceremony.
Okay,
because that basically gave everything that I wanted to know about.
He's more in the know than I am, so take it away.
Because most of the panels are like, oh, well, let's talk to the voice actors. Let's do this, and I'm like, well, I want to hear the voice actors for Overwatch, but I don't care about Diablo or World of Warcraft or whatever.
Okay.
By that I mean the voice actors. I haven't played the games, so I don't know if I like them or not.
Right.
However, the cinematic for Diablo 4 looked amazing, and kind of made me want to play it.
Yeah. Totally.
I guess people weren't too happy with Diablo 3.
Really?
I guess. I'm sure a lot of people liked it, but I guess it strayed far from how the series started out. I guess Diablo was a lot darker as a series in the first two games, and then the third one, I guess, went away from that for some reason, and now they're trying to go back to the dark genre.
Okay.
Where you saw this cinematic.
Yeah.
It was pretty intense. But they're mixing things from all the other games. Apparently, they're keeping the combat system from the third game.
Okay.
From what they said, but they're going back to the dark roots of the first two games and they were taking something from the second game. I can't remember what it was, and I didn't write that down. But yeah, I mean, it looks cool. The cinematic looked amazing, and from what they've said about it, there's supposed to be 5 classes getting added to the game, but they've announced 3 so far, which are the barbarian, the sorcerer or sorceress, and the druids. Druids, I guess, look pretty cool. They're like really big, like in touch with nature kind of people, but they like shapeshift into animals. So like you can do it seamlessly in combat. Like you can change into a bear or a wolf. Like as you're swinging an attack, you could change. Which they showed a demo of during a presentation, because I did watch 10 Things You Need to Know About Diablo 4 video.
Okay.
Because again, I don't really know much about Diablo, other than it, I guess, deals with demons and hell and stuff like that. So I had to look up a video and find out what it is I needed to know about this game.
Yeah, I played Diablo 1 on the PlayStation, so it was the PlayStation port of the PC game.
So it must have been a little awkward.
Yeah, it was definitely different.
Yeah, because I would assume a game like that, if you port it over to a system, would be a little weird. Yeah,
it's definitely like the graphics were a lot polygonal. There was load times. Yeah, and I think they toned it down too, because I think it was still M-rated, but some of the like more like super blood gushing and all that, they kind of cut that down. I think that's also because of memory limitations as well. So they kind of cut down some of the more extreme animations. It was still M-rated and still kind of bloody, but yeah, I think they toned it down a bit to make it fit onto the PlayStation.
Makes sense. PlayStation at the time was a powerful system, but still lacking in what a computer could do.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they would slim it down.
Yeah. And you mentioned the cutscenes and all that, and I've always had this saying about Blizzard in general, is that they're kind of like the American Square Enix, where even if their gameplay is questionable or the games are questionable, their cinematics are always great.
Yeah.
They always look involved, they always look appealing, and you're like, oh man, this looks great, and everyone has to kind of slap you out of it and just be like, dude, it's just a cutscene. You don't know how the game plays yet. Relax. Just like Square. It's like, look, it's a new Final Fantasy, and it's all pre-rendered cutscenes, and everyone's flying around, swords are going crazy, and then Bahamut shows up, and then you get the game, and it's like Final Fantasy 14.
I remember...
Auto combat.
I forget what year it came out, but do you remember that game, Dante's Inferno?
Yes.
I remember they had a trailer for it during the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And it got a ton of people to want to buy it and play it.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are people who never actually played video games. So they bought the game expecting it to look like the cinematic that they showed on TV.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were upset and returned the game and got really angry because it didn't look like the cinematic.
Amazing.
And all the gamers are like, well, you're an idiot.
Yep.
Because that's just a cinematic.
Yep.
That's not the actual gameplay.
Yep. Yep. And it's like you said, too, about how people were disappointed in Diablo 3 because of the gameplay. And it's like, well, it had an amazing trailer. The opening movie was fantastic.
Yeah. Again, I wanted to play Diablo 3, too. I remember I was like, I should try this out.
Yeah.
But I never did.
Yeah. And then it got that expansion. It was like Lord of Shadows or whatever. Lord something.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
Didn't it get a couple expansions?
I know for sure for one, because I remember it came out on PS3 on disc.
Yeah.
It was like Lords of or Demons, Lords of something, I don't remember. But yeah, it got a disc expansion. And I remember that it kept going on like Black Friday sale and Christmas sale and all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah. And it was also because Diablo 2 never came to console. Diablo 2 is PC only. So when Diablo 3 came out on like Xbox 360 and PS3, it was a big deal.
Right.
It was the big return of Diablo to consoles, so.
And then I guess they toned it down on the dark. Which people, I guess...
got really butthurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now they're going back to it. I guess people complained enough to where they were like, okay, well, we got to go back to what it was.
Yeah.
supposed to be an open world, non-linear campaign.
Okay.
So you can do whatever you want. You can follow the actual story, go on the main quests and do whatever, or you can just go and do your side quests and occasionally come back to the story.
Yeah, so Grand Theft Auto it.
Yeah, you can Grand Theft Auto it if you want.
Okay.
I guess you're supposed to get mounts in this, and you're supposed to be able to customize them pretty extensively, along with your character customization is supposed to be pretty extensive as well. And they also claim gameplay customization with runes and other kinds of items that you get in game that are supposed to, I guess, customize it to be different just about any time you play it.
Okay.
Like depending on how you use everything.
Okay.
Apparently, they're going for infinite quests. I don't know how that's going to work, but they want to be able to do infinite quests for this, where you always have something to do in the game. We'll see how that works.
Right.
I hear there's supposed to be some kind of tower that's supposed to, like, kind of think like Sword Art. That's how I took it when I was listening to this.
Okay.
I took it as like the tower from Sword Art, where you just keep going up and up and up and up and just almost never ending.
Right.
Although I think in that it was, 100 levels or something?
Yeah.
But I guess in this it's supposed to just keep going until they just stop. And there's going to be world events and bosses where you're going to have to join a group in order to defeat them.
So it sounds like they're pushing online play a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there is no release date.
Of course.
They said, I thought this was funny. They said it's no release date, not even like by their standards is it going to be coming out soon. So you might be waiting a while for this game.
Of course. That's okay though, because you've got Overwatch 2 to play. So
yeah, which there's no release date for that either.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah. The only other thing I got from this was that there's supposed to be 5 locations. I'm sure all of you know what the names of these, like what these places are supposed to be. But the 5 locations are Skosglen, Fractured Peaks, Dry Steppes, Hawazar, and Kyrgyzstan.
Okay.
I know one of them is the home of the Druids, but that's about all I know. But I mean, the game looks great. I did see some gameplay for it being really early, like release, like for the demo and everything. Since they have no set release date, like who knows, it might not come out for another 2 years.
Sounds like Blizzard, yeah.
It looked pretty good. So yeah, I may actually try it out when it's released. I'm kind of interested in Diablo anyway, so
It's the time to jump in.
it's a time to jump in. I think I'll have to get a little more into the lore of it because I know that 3 games I missed.
Right. Oh, and the mobile game. Don't you guys have phones?
Is there an actual mobile game, or is that just a meme?
I don't know if it's out yet, but yeah, it was coming.
It was
And
coming.
that was last year, so yeah.
I know during some of the reactions I was watching for the opening ceremony,
Mm-hmm.
they were making jokes about the mobile game. Like,
Don't you guys have phones?
this is Diablo Mobile. Then
You know, you want to feel bad for them, but then you remind yourself they're a giant corporation, so they'll get over it. They can sleep in their millions of dollars
wish I could sleep in millions of dollars.
and not care.
Yeah. Let me see. The next one, World of Warcraft. I have very little about this because I don't follow World of Warcraft at all.
Okay.
I know it's incredibly huge.
Yes.
Like millions and millions of players.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of them. I did create a character once when I was in the military.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine played, and he said, I was kind of interested in playing. He said, come over, we'll make you a character. And that was as far as I got.
Right. Same. I made a character, I played a little bit, and I was like, I'm going back to Final Fantasy 11.
You see, I had Final Fantasy 11, and it wouldn't play on my computer.
Oh, that sucks.
Like, you could hear the sound, but you couldn't get any video. So I couldn't play that one.
Oof.
But I did play a bit of Final Fantasy 14.
Yes.
Which I really enjoyed.
That's a great one.
If I could remember my login, I can get my character back.
Yeah, I need to get back into 14.
Because I was working on making a Dragoon.
Yep, that's mine. I was a Dragoon main. That was my first 70 character.
Yeah. I think I was close to level 50. It was during like a free trial thing they were doing. I forget how long it was, but I spent that whole trial playing that game like every night for like 3 hours. Trying to get a Dragoon before it ran out, and I didn't get to do it. I had like 2 quests left to do. So I was a little disappointed in that, and I want to go back to it and finish it, but I can't remember my login.
Were you on PC or PS4? Or?
I was on PS4.
Oh, then it should be attached to your PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
because I kept trying to log in on the computer.
Yeah, it's attached to your PlayStation, your PSN account.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And because they Square charges, you don't even need PlayStation Plus. Because it doesn't make sense to pay for their subscription and their subscription. So, you can just pay Square Enix and that's it. You don't need PlayStation Plus.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So I could just re-download it and
you should be good to go.
Open it back up and get my guy back.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. Then I'll hopefully be able to do that soon.
Check that out.
It's what, like $12.99 a month for that?
Yeah. So get out of here, World of Warcraft. No one cares about you. Yeah, I saw the trailer and I was just all like, I don't know what's going on, but I thought that Frozen Throne guy was supposed to be pretty strong or powerful, and he just got bitched.
Yeah, from what the Lich King is what he's supposed to be. Yeah. And he just... It looked like it was supposed to be a good fight, but she was like setting him up already from like the beginning.
Yeah.
With her arrows.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm just going to rip this helmet in half. And
there you go. Like, this guy is a jabroni. It's like, well, I know that was the main character of Warcraft 3.
The Lich King?
Yeah.
Yeah, they kept saying his name during the opening ceremony, but I have no idea who he is because, again, I don't follow World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
So I guess he was from...
Yeah, Warcraft 3 was his campaign to become the Lich King on the Frozen Throne, and I think that game was the expansion, which I think was actually called Frozen Throne, because I think the World of Warcraft expansion is called Wrath of the Lich King.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was his basically where he's all human and all of that, and then he just kind of becomes corrupt, and by the end of it, he kills his dad and then becomes the Lich King. Yeah.
Spoilers.
It's like Arthros or something, I think. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Yeah. I think that was the name.
Yeah. So I only know this because I sold that expansion while I was working at GameStop way back when.
Yeah.
So I was there for that midnight release and everything. So this is all vaguely familiar to me. And again, World of Warcraft, their cutscenes are amazing.
Yeah. The cinematic was great.
Yeah. So again, it's but then you get excited and then you play the game and you're like, oh. But yeah, and again, I was really caught off guard. I was like, I thought he was supposed to be hella strong and OP, and he's just getting punked, man. Okay.
I don't know if maybe she got some kind of
and I'm sure they'll explain it. I'm sure there's some story to it, and it's like that's the point of the expansion and all that. And I heard that the last one they put out, the Kung Fu Panda one, I heard that one didn't go over too well, so they really needed something to kind of pick it back up. I know that
Mysteria?
Mysteria?
Pandas of Mysteria or something like that.
And I heard that I did hear and see that World of Warcraft Classic has been going over pretty well. I've seen like Tim the Tap Man, he's been on and off playing it, and I've heard other people have been trying to play it and all that. So
yeah, I think they had something going on like for people who went back to play it, like they gave them certain things or something like that.
Yes.
I know during the Overwatch presentation, Jeff Kaplan made a joke about that where he's like, I remember when it's like talking about how long the community has been like knowing each other, and he goes, it's like, I remember when WoW Classic was just called WoW.
I liked it better when you didn't talk in front of the Yule log, Jeff Kaplan.
Oh yeah, didn't he just sit there for 1 year? For what, 12 hours?
Yep. So he did it. He's been doing that for 2 years now, and I guess the first year it was just him.
Yeah.
But then like last year, he would like get up, and then it was like Matt Mercer, the voice of McCree, came in, and then he took over for a minute, and then he like got up, and then Kaplan came back, and then Kaplan was there for a minute, and then he got up, and then the voice actress for May came in, and she sat there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you're just kind of looking at it, and one was it. There's like a couple of blooper reels of all the things, like the mic fell and hit him in the face, and it's all like, so stuff like that. You know, it's all like, oh, is he gonna eat the cookie? He eats the cookie, and then he like drinks the milk. Yeah, yeah. Jeff Kaplan.
Yeah, Jeff Kaplan.
So does it mean we're talking about Overwatch now? Are we done with World of Warcraft?
Okay, well, the only thing I really got for World of Warcraft is, it's called Shadowlands.
Yes.
Where apparently the Shadowlands are like where a lot of these magical beings get their powers.
Yes.
Only other thing I know about it is you have to choose like sometimes called a covenant.
Okay.
To align with. There's 4 to choose from.
The Spider Mom.
Nice. You're showing me a picture of a cosplay
from Demon Slayer.
Yeah. 4 new zones.
Okay.
Revendreth, Ardenweld, Maldrixus, and Bastion. So I guess people are going to get shot up in Bastion. In turret form. And then there's supposed to be a Tower of the Damned, which I don't know. I guess that's supposed to be like an SAO kind of thing too.
Yeah. Everything is sword art now.
Yeah. So that's all I got for World of Warcraft. Again, I don't know much. I do know the character. I can't remember her name, but I know the character that was in the cinematic because I played a little bit of Heroes of the Storm, and she's in that.
Oh, really?
Because they got a lot of the different heroes and villains from all the different franchises in that.
Oh yeah.
So like World of Warcraft, Diablo, Overwatch, they're all in there. So yeah, I don't. That's the only reason I know her, and I can't even remember her name. I just recognized her. So yeah, that's how much I follow World of Warcraft.
Yeah, because you're like Heroes of the Storm. Tracer was in Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And Genji, I think.
And Widowmaker, I think.
And Hanzo.
And Zarya.
Yeah, Zarya, Diva, Junkrat.
Well, they put a lot of them, didn't they?
They did put a lot of them.
All right. I didn't know like Junkrat and Diva were in there. Wow.
Yeah, I remember when she first came out. A few of my friends and I were playing it, and I think she was up for the free trial.
Yes.
Like where they just had all the characters unlocked, so you could try whoever you wanted.
Yes.
I was trying her out. Her and Zarya and Junkrat, I think, was also available at the time.
Nice.
But Hanzo didn't show up till after that.
And then it died.
Yeah, then it pretty much died.
Rip.
All
right.
So yeah, I guess now we're just going to move on into Overwatch 2.
Which is probably the one we're most familiar with.
Yes, yeah. Especially me, since I played the game for like a whole year straight. That was like the only game I played.
Yeah.
Until I couldn't pay for PlayStation Plus anymore. And if it wasn't for that, I'd still be playing it now. I mean, I was streaming it on Twitch. I mean,
wow.
All right. I would get like 1 or 2 viewers, but still.
Something, hey.
There's only so much I could do on my PlayStation now.
Yeah.
Like, they don't allow you to push to talk. Like, I can't just press a button and speak into my microphone and then let go of it and not have anybody hear me.
Right.
So, it's kind of weird when you're trying to talk to your viewers and you're in a group and you're trying to talk to them, but your group's like, what are you talking about? It's like, sorry, I'm on Twitch. It's like, can we please just get push to talk, Blizzard?
Yeah, come on.
Somehow. I'm sure you can implement it somehow.
Yeah, come on, Blizzard. I believe in you.
Yeah, you could do it.
You got the money.
I mean, we're getting an Overwatch 2. You can't implement it in there?
Yeah.
Right. So, I have watched every Overwatch.
Oh, boy.
Cinematic. Every single one of them. As far as, like, the CG cinematics. Okay. So, like, dragons and stuff like that. I've seen last Bastion, which was, I'm not gonna lie, there was tears.
He's an evil robot, man.
Bastion's not evil. He's just trying to live his life in the woods with his bird friend.
And turn into a Gatling gun and mow down everybody.
Well, they're trying to ruin that. They're trying to take down the forests. He's got to protect it.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah, they announced Overwatch 2.
Yes.
Which has both made people excited and mad.
Yes.
I think this one's had the biggest mixed reaction out of all of them.
Well, only because last year had Diablo Mobile, so
yeah,
and that was the only one that could have probably topped it. And Diablo Mobile was all negative, so yeah, this one was pretty mixed.
It was pretty mixed. I think the initial reaction was, "Oh my god, we're getting an Overwatch 2, yes!"
Yep.
And then after a couple days, it was like, "F Blizzard."
Yep.
What?
Yep. Which was the normal reaction. A lot of people felt that this was coming because Overwatch was already coming up on 3 years, so they were already like, "Yeah, it's time to move on," And then next year will be 4 years, so they were really like, "Yeah." But one of the issues was what's going to happen with all the add-ons, from loot boxes.
Oh, those are getting transferred over.
Yeah. So they worked that out, which was a huge hurdle.
Everything they announced during the thing was that all of your skins, your emotes, everything that you unlocked from loot boxes and everything from the first game will transfer over to Overwatch 2.
Good.
You will not lose any of it.
Yep.
Let's see. Overwatch 2 is supposed to introduce a story missions.
Yes.
Which is something that the fan base has wanted.
Yes.
More story for the Overwatch characters and just the world in general, because they haven't really given us much of anything.
Right.
Just whatever we get from the cinematics.
Right.
And comics, which Steven here told me outside of the podcast, I guess, don't even they're not even canon into the game.
Yeah.
So
yeah, those are kind of just written to my understanding is they have their own teams, their own artists, their own authors. And sometimes they're even written by different authors, so it's not like one streamlined guy is in charge, or it's not run like comic books do, where it's like the author writes this and then another author will do the next run or something like that. It's all the stories are different artists, different authors, different storytellers. And then Blizzard just kind of gets it, and they're like, we want to run with this. They glance at it, and they're like, yeah, print it. But none of that makes its way into the game. That was, for the most part, contained into the comics. But, yeah. But now, Roman was telling me that, because when I saw the trailer and I saw Tracer's girlfriend, I was all like, oh, well then I guess that's official now then. Okay. What else is official? And then Roman's just like, oh yeah, she's been in there. She's making references and voice clips. I was like, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they've got voice lines in game about her. So
okay,
if you go onto the I can't remember the name of a lot of the actual locations, but the moon location.
Okay, the moon base.
If you're in the right side, there's the telescope. Mm-hmm. If you look through the telescope with Tracer, she has a line about her. When she looks through the telescope.
So there you go.
I wonder if I could see her or if her house from here or something like that.
There you go.
But yeah, I guess now in the cinematics, she's official.
Yeah.
For the cinematics.
Yeah. Yeah, as per Overwatch 2.
As per Overwatch 2.
And what's also funny too is that apparently the fan base, or at least it sounds like the casuals, honestly. Because that sounds like a very casual thing to ask for is PvE events. And here's the thing. It's like the majority of people are all playing ranked. Let's be honest. They get the game, they dive in, they go ranked. They go straight to ranked. They don't do casual, they don't do free play arcade. They go for ranked. Mm-hmm. Like XQC here.
Yeah.
So only the casuals would be asking for PvE, and quite honestly, I actually liked the PvE events, like the Junkenstein or Junkenstein. I liked that.
Yeah.
I liked the two flashback battles they had. The one with
the Null Sector.
The Null Sector, yeah. And then I didn't play the other one they did with Blackwatch or Black.
Yeah. At that time, I know I lost my my PlayStation Plus, so I missed that one.
Yeah.
But that was I wanted to. That was fun.
Yeah.
Because you got McCree, Genji,
Moira,
Reaper, and Moira.
Yeah.
Before the fall of Overwatch.
Right.
So that would have been interesting to watch.
Yeah.
I know McCree makes a spaghetti western joke, so I was looking forward to that, but I missed it.
Yeah. Yeah. So those were fun though. Those were really fun, and it was so funny because in the first one with Tracer and Mercy,
Torbjorn and Ryan, I think.
Reinhardt, yeah. That one, I played the hell out of that. And there was times when it was only like 3 of us, and I would just pick Mercy, and it would be like Reinhardt and Torb and me, and there was like no Tracer, or it was just like Ryan, Tracer, and me and Mercy, and we just carried everybody. I just carried everybody. Yep. You know, I just busted. It was so fun to be able to shoot and heal at the same time. So I really, really had fun with that. And then Junkenstein. I was coming home from work on my break time just to play Junkenstein. It was that much fun. So that in retrospect, I played a lot of the Gears. Was it the Siege mode? Where it was kind of like that.
Okay.
You're in. They cut off a portion of the one of the maps in the game, and it was basically like stop or clear wave after wave of enemies. And then, like, every 5 or 10 waves of enemies, you got a boss.
Right.
And then after the boss, you got, like, 60 seconds to kind of go and get your ammo, and then the waves start back up again. Horde mode. Horde mode is what they called it. It was Horde mode. Okay. So Gears introduced Horde mode, which was also another take on, like, Call of Duty zombie mode. So, it was like that, and it was just PvE. It was just, like, how long can you survive, basically. So, Overwatch took it a step forward, though, and they made it kind of story-based, because you start on this one section, then you move to the next one, move to the next one, move to the next one. Mm-hmm. So, I actually liked the PvEs, and I probably did like them better than the PvP, because I played the PvP, you know, the online and all that, and it's kind of, you know, it's like, whatever. If you get good teammates, you're good. If you get bad teammates, it's just a wash.
Depending on the day, I was one or the other.
Yeah. Yeah. There was one time I got with these dudes. I think like 2 of them were from Australia, and like I think one was also an American, and the other ones were like Europeans. Man, we formed a party. We were mashing the R1 button to remain in party, and man, we were like 17-2 that night. Oh man, it was great. Loved those guys. But yeah,
I remember one time I had to save my group.
Oh yeah,
because it was at Helios. One of the maps at Helios, and the enemy team was like swarming us in like one of the choke points, and none of them could get by. I was Pharah.
Oh, okay.
So I went around to the point where they had Orisa, just Orisa there, and I ended up taking the point while they were still fighting my team.
Wow.
We ended up winning that map because of it.
Hilarious.
Like, geez, okay, I'm going to go fly over here. I didn't even tell them. I was like, I'm just going to go over here. I didn't have a map mic at the time, that's why.
Yeah.
But I just went over there, knocked out Orisa, and then just took the point.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, so Overwatch had its moments. It definitely had its moments. And just like you said, I just... Not because I wanted to or I disliked the game, I just started playing other games and watching other animes and just moved on.
Right.
Know? But, you know. But it sounds like it's great. And then they said something about, like, it's compatible with Overwatch 1 and...
Yeah. The way they have it worked out is so that those who play Overwatch 1, who do not want to get Overwatch 2, because, you know, some people probably don't even think it's worth it.
Yeah.
They can still play, like, the PvP modes and stuff with people who are on Overwatch 2. They can still play like comp with people from Overwatch 2, free play, quick match, you know, whatever. You could play all that with people that are on Overwatch 2. You just can't play the PvE story missions or anything like that. Because what is exclusive to story mode, hero missions, and hero talents are exclusive to Overwatch 2. Everything else is still going to be available. There's supposed to be multiple characters getting added to the game.
Yes.
With Overwatch 2. two of them were already announced,
Right.
being Echo and Sojourn,
Mm-hmm.
the first, I guess, full-blooded Canadian. Because some people were kind of upset that they didn't count Farah as Canadian, because her dad's Canadian. And it's like, what about Farah? It's like,
Again, that's in the comic. That's what do you expect? But then again, Blizzard doesn't help themselves because when they're asked about it or confronted about it, they go, "Oh yeah," but then they don't reflect that in the game.
well, they do kind of. Her two skins are based off of totem poles.
Right.
So, and she's got some sprays that are like Indian related.
Right.
So,
But how are you supposed to relate that to Canada?
to Canadian tribe.
See, who does that? Again, they don't. It's just
Which also had people upset in the beginning before they found out she was half Canadian, because they were like, "Oh, they're appropriating a culture."
it's always something.
Yeah, they can't win.
Yeah.
And then when they announced that she was half Canadian, they're like, "Oh, they're just doing that because they don't want to get in trouble anymore about it." It's like, you just want something to be angry about.
Pretty much.
So yeah, Sojourn, Echo, and there's supposed to be a few more announced. I don't know how many. They didn't give a total as far as I know. But they said not 31 like the original game. So I'm going to say maybe 5. I'm going to say 5 total.
That's
minimum.
That's a good number, and it keeps them at an even 36.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they can just... Man, at 36, I don't know who else you can add, though.
And they're supposed to be able to be played on Overwatch 1 as well.
Yes, all the characters will be backwards compatible.
Mm-hmm. Same with the new maps that are coming out. Gothenburg, Toronto, Monte Carlo, and Rio de Janeiro. All are supposed to be able to be played on Overwatch 1. Because they don't want anybody to be left out. They don't want you all to be like, well, I can't play that map because I need to get Overwatch 2. Oh, no, you play it.
Yeah.
You just can't play the PvE modes.
So we're going to sell you those PvE maps for $60.
Most likely.
No, it is. It's a full game. It's a full-fledged game.
Yeah. But I'm going to buy it, so I don't care.
That's what they were complaining about. They said that this should be a $19.99 DLC.
Yeah. I don't know too many DLC that actually give you a full story mode. So
In a first-person shooter? So when I bought... So my PlayStation 4 is a Black Ops 3 console.
Mm-hmm.
So when you actually turn it on and put Black Ops 3 in it,
mm-hmm.
the only thing you actually have access to is multiplayer.
Yeah.
You actually have to download campaign. And that was like a 2-hour download. But you can jump in and play multiplayer. Which is, again, most of the people are in it because they want to play ranked. They want to get up in there and they're trying to get into the Overwatch League. The casuals, they're just not counted for. They're not reflected, They're not really talked about. That's why they were like, the casuals, we'll put a bunch of story missions on a disc and sell it to them for $60. They'll buy it.
I'll buy it.
Yeah. Which is fun, but you're actually a legitimate fan too, so you back your talk. So you don't just say you're gonna do it, you actually do it. You have a love and appreciation for the game too, so
I do.
So you are a rare breed. So you like the game, you appreciate the game, you like all the modes. So not everybody's like that though.
Yeah, it took me a while to get into comp, but once I did, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Even though I did get stuck with some horrible teammates.
Yeah, I avoid comp because it's just too much. It's like, yeah, it's competitive, but you're not the one actually in a tournament. It's just for fun. It's still for fun.
Mm-hmm.
We're not professionals, so it's sort of fun. So I don't take it too serious. But like I said, I do like the PvE thing, and if I were to buy it, that would be the only reason why. I would just, and jump in with a bunch of friends and just do it. Because even though I did play a bunch of those events with randos, just whoever, joined a lobby and play.
Yep.
If it was with people that I knew were going to stick around and finish the whole thing, yeah, that'd be different. So.
Yeah.
I think that would be funner like that.
To find a group and just play through the whole thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just hard because of schedule and all that.
Correct. That's That's why it's hard, and that's why I haven't gotten into 14. And because I always said too, I was like, yo, if we make 14 accounts, let's get like grind parties or grind times. Because that's what we did in 11. It was always like, oh, this is our party night, and we all had our job classes set, and it was always like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, 7:00 we meet up, boom, we go out and we level, and that was your party. You had a set party. You had your healer, your tank, your DPS, and all that, and you're just like, boom, all right, you just went out. But you can't really do that with Overwatch, so yeah. But hey, like I said, you're a legitimate fan. You love it for what it is, and so you'll probably enjoy it and have fun with it. You'll probably have a blast. So
yeah,
and if it's more of the same, which is ideal too, because it's like the formula's not broke, so don't mess with it. Just give more to it, add more to it. So,
I think as far as that, they just updated the UI and stuff like that. So I guess see how that's going to look.
Yeah. And you can kind of gather that from the trailer they put, or the cinematic, I should say, because you see them all like working together and they're combining special moves and stuff like that. So you can tell that even in the cinematic they were focusing heavily on the PvE aspect.
Right.
So,
which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, it could be interesting. Like I said, I think that did they mention how they're going to do those move fusions that they were doing in the trailer?
Just customizable abilities is what they said.
Okay.
They didn't really go too far into specifics. Mm-hmm. Just that that abilities would be customizable.
Got it. Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
And for PvE, you can level up your characters and choose. I guess they call them talents.
Hmm.
So,
fun.
That could be interesting.
Interesting.
Other than that, yeah. PvE mode, story mission, level up characters, customize abilities, hero missions.
Did they say
new PvP mode for like quick play, comp, and all that. That push one where it's got the robot pushing that little barrier. I don't know how I feel about that. It could be fun, but I gotta play it a couple times.
Yeah.
But just a robot. When you're going forward into the enemy team's map, he's pushing this barrier down the road, and then when they kill you and they go pushing on your side, the robot turns around and pushes their barrier, and whoever's barrier is further across, but by the time the time runs out, is the winner. Or if you get it to the other team's side.
That almost sounds like Splatoon.
Yeah.
Splatoon is just whoever covers the map most.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, so Splatoon is not necessarily about killing. It's more just it's coloring the map.
Okay.
And everything counts. Walls count, floors count, so you want to color the map. However, if, they get in your way, you definitely got to nuke them because, got to get rid of them. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to get back into Overwatch, though.
Yeah.
I stopped playing because of my PSN. Yeah. Because around the time Brigitte was introduced into the game.
And now that's considered a while ago.
That is, yeah, because since then, we've gotten, 3 other characters since then. I think Hammond, which is a hamster, in a giant mech, like a giant robot ball thing.
Yep, Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball, yeah. Sigma, who uses gravity attacks. And
Baptiste.
Yeah, Baptiste. That's I was trying to remember his name.
Yes.
Thank you. So yeah, Baptiste.
And then Ash.
And Ash. Yeah, I can't forget Ash. With Bob.
This is Jennifer Hale coming back.
Oh, is that who does it?
Yeah, Jennifer Hale is Ash.
Nice. So yeah, I stopped around the time Brigitte was introduced, and then we got 4 other characters after that. Yeah. And a few maps. I think Korea was added in.
Yes. Was it Venice?
Yeah, I think Venice was introduced as well. I think a couple other maps, but I can't remember. I have to actually go back and look.
Were you playing when Junkertown came out?
Yes. Okay. I like Junkertown. It probably wasn't smart of me to continuously play as Farah, but I did pretty good with Farah on that map.
Okay.
So whatever.
Yeah, as long as it works.
Yeah, I mean Farah's my main. Like,
Yeah.
If I start a match, usually it's with Farah, and then if I'm not doing so well, I think about what the other team's composition is, and I go, okay, I should probably use this one. Which usually results in me switching to a tank or something. I have like 2 characters for each different class.
Nice.
So I at least have choices.
Yeah.
But I have the most choices with the attack group.
DPS. Okay.
Yeah, the DPS. So like Farah, Reaper, Soldier 76, Junkrat, because they combine defense and DPS into one. So Junkrat is in there now. He's like my second main. I love Junkrat. He's awesome. I love putting a trap in the door and then a mine and just blowing somebody up as soon as they walk out. I remember once I accidentally got a triple kill because I had a trap next to me when I died, and all my bombs fell on the ground and it blew up with like everybody that was around me. I love Junkrat.
Wow.
But tanks I use like Diva and Reinhardt. I started using Orisa as well. I was actually getting pretty good with her until I had to stop. The one I have the least amount of people for is healer. It was mostly just Mercy. I mostly just use Mercy because I can't aim.
Right.
I'm not good with Anna.
Right.
So yeah, I didn't use her at all, really. Sometimes I would use Lucio, but I was never really good at switching between speed and heal. Let me see. Moira. I just wanted to attack with her, which I think is the problem with a lot of Moira players, from what I understand, is they just want to attack and not heal.
Right.
I know there was someone else too. Not Baptiste. He wasn't around yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Zenyatta. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Zenyatta. Again, I have to aim.
Yep. Yes, you do.
And I'm not good at that. The only good thing is his healing was more of a... If it like highlights the character, you can just toss it over to him.
Yeah. Yeah, and it goes through walls.
Yeah, but actually attacking people, you have to aim, and I'm not good at that. Which is weird, because I like using Farah.
Right.
And you gotta have at least decent aim.
Yeah, and with her rockets, you have to kind of guide them, too, because you have to lead them into the rocket.
Yeah. So, her I was good with, everybody else not so much. Also why I didn't go near Widowmaker or Hanzo. I tried getting good with Widowmaker, and I was doing okay for a little bit, but most of the time I was just missing and dying. I did get a couple good shots in, though.
That's what the meme says. 100 shots, 1 kill.
Yeah. I think my best shot with Widowmaker was on El Dorado.
Nice.
Where it was the first checkpoint. I was up on the ledge where the big gate is.
Okay.
And McCree was coming in from the right. And I just kind of spotted him, and I just zipped over and shot, and it killed him. And I was like, oh, wow, that was awesome. I'll never do that again.
Please, was that play of the game?
I think it was.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rip that guy.
Yeah.
Sucks for him. But all right.
So, yeah, I usually stay away from the people that have to aim with.
Yeah.
Also why I liked Reaper, because his kind of spread out.
Yeah, yeah.
Also because he was good at killing tanks. He was a tank buster.
Yes, he was.
And a lot of the teams that I ended up playing against always had like 2 or so tanks.
Yeah, because that was the meta.
Mm-hmm. So I would just bring in a Reaper and just try to stick near my healer, because, I mean, sure, they had the thing where you hit the enemy and it takes like a certain percentage and heals you, but it was always good to have your healer nearby anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Saved a couple of maps because I switched to Reaper before, so that was nice.
Wipe out tanks.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to get back into it. I want to start streaming it again.
Yeah, it looks like you haven't lost it, so it looks like you're still really hype and interested.
I am.
It's good. It's good. Like I said, you're Blizzard's ideal customer.
Maybe you said Black Friday. They usually put the PSN on sale, don't they?
Yeah, definitely a good chance to check it out.
Yeah, I'll probably buy the year thing because I was going by every 3 months.
Yeah. Check Sony themselves too, because Sony might be just doing like Black Friday or Cyber Monday sales. So yeah, check PSN and whatnot.
So yeah, I'll check that out.
Cool.
Hopefully get back into it and get some more streaming because I do have the Twitch on there on the videos for you to check out, but I haven't been able to stream anything lately. So when I get back into it, I'll let you all know.
There you go. Remember, 50 views or else Roman cuts the stream.
I know, right? Don't make me do it.
He'll put a stream on the same block as We Never Learned.
There's only 2 people here. We're cut.
Yep.
Done. Get out.
Get out. It's over.
It's over. We're done for the year. Wasted $60.
Oh, man.
Probably gonna have to do something about my computer though, because I'm gonna have to, I guess, update it so it'll stream properly. At least like the CPU or something. I don't know, whatever deals with that. I think it's the CPU.
Yeah. You got homework.
I do. But that's it for BlizzCon, really. They did talk a little bit about like Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm, but
those are dead games.
Yeah, I don't really play those, and they didn't really touch too much on anything. I know they were doing a one of those free weekend things or whatever, free weeks where they open up all the characters for Heroes of the Storm for you to try all the characters and stuff. And they were adding a new character. I forget who though.
Interesting.
But yeah, I didn't really pay too much attention to that.
Well, about Hearthstone, like Roman was mentioning, obviously I'm sure everyone's heard about the Free Hong Kong protests, and Blizzard sided with China, and then they released a statement on Friday night, and they claimed they didn't write it. It was somebody working in conjunction with Chinese officials that wrote the statement saying why they banned the guy, and they took his money, and they even banned and fired the commentators.
Really?
Yeah. The 2 commentators that were doing like the post-game interview, they fired them too. And then banned them from like working with Blizzard again. So it was a royal mess. And then everyone kind of revolted. And this ties into what Roman was just talking about with like Farah being Canadian and people complaining about, not being Canadian enough, and Tracer's gay and Tracer has a girlfriend, but it's only represented in the comics. And then they retconned voice lines in it, so now it's canon. And it was just kind of like Blizzard just was social justice-y when they wanted to do it for brownie points. But it doesn't always convert into sales. And that's the problem. These people that are complaining are not playing the game, so why are you bothering to listen to these people? And in this instance, look how it came back to bite them. They're all social justice, we care about you, so then why don't you care about people's freedom of speech? Apparently the guy was also from Hong Kong himself, so that's kind of why he has an attachment to it. But then, they lessened his ban and they returned his prize money. Fine. But it's like, and then they say, well, don't make political-based statements. And it's all like, well, then if someone came in and they bashed the current American president, you wouldn't ban them. You'd probably applaud them. You'd probably retweet their tweet. That's what they're saying. It's not consistent. If you want to be social justice-y, then be social justice. Freedom and values for all. Do it, but go all the way. Alternatively, if you want to say, okay, no political statements, ban all political statements. Don't cherry pick what's acceptable and what's not, because this is the reaction. No one knows what's your standard. Everyone gets confused and no one's happy. The people who are complaining are going to continue to complain, and the people you acted against, they're going to complain. Because they're the ones being left out. They're getting kicked out and pushed and taking their prize money and all of that. And it's like, I just read an article actually before we started recording where the Hong Kong protesters actually built a catapult.
Really?
To launch things. So it's bad. It's really bad.
Medieval bad.
Wow. Or
maybe even Genghis Khan. He was a Mongolian.
The Hong Kongs are going to tear down the wall. They're going to do what the Mongolians couldn't. See, China always thought the invasion was going to come from the outside. They never thought it was going to come from the inside, from within. What a mess. Oh, what a mess. So yeah, that's all. And then this just ties into a bigger problem. And I've said this too. People need to stop getting their morals from corporations. Just experience the real world. Formulate your own thoughts and experiences. And don't be a jerk to each other. That's basically what this all boils down to. And all the stuff that they want to do with their characters, their properties, and their comics, that's fine. No one's saying that it's bad. It's what they want to do. But you can't do it one way and then tell people to act another way. And then when they're acting in a way that they thought was acceptable by your own standards, you turn around and punish them. That's just not right. It's just not right. It's not consistent and confuses everybody and angers everybody. And this is the stuff that happens. So if you want to be social justicey, be fair to everybody. Don't pick and choose who you want to be fair with. And especially when it's obvious you're just pursuing money. Because they don't want to upset the Chinese market. You know? And it's not just Blizzard. You saw all sorts of NBA, Nike, Apple. You saw a lot of people. Apple, the protesters were using an Apple app to talk and communicate with each other and organize like protests. Like, hey, meet up at this street corner at like 10:30. Okay, cool. Apple removed that app from the App Store. What's that tell you? So it
was a failure. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. They're trying not to anger that Chinese government so they don't get kicked out. That's why. And yeah, that's what this boils down into. And you know, I said that it was funny because something happened in FGO that reminded me very heavily of the backlash Blizzard experienced from its customers. And so when we get to the FGO portion, I'm gonna touch on that too. And God, I just always make these references like with Konosuba Movie and the Demon Slayer movie, but it's just how my observations work. So that's it. I'm not here to really morally lecture anybody. I'm just here to right now. I'm just voicing my opinion. At the end of the day, this was Roman's. You can see Roman is way more excited and hyped for it than I am. I on the average don't really play American games or American developed games.
He's very much a weeb.
Totally a weeb. But I do agree with Roman that Overwatch is really fun and really good. And you know, I still like the characters. I still like the lore. Who they choose to waifu or husbando really doesn't change anything for me. But again, don't get your morals and values from companies because they don't care about us like that. They only want our money. And that's fine. I'm a dirty capitalist. So I see it as their job is to provide me with entertainment and distract me, and I'm going to give them money for it, and that's the end of our relationship. That's it. I don't need to get my morals or my conscience from them. But I also don't want to see people unfairly punished, you know, for doing nothing wrong. If they do something wrong, then yes, they should be punished and the rules should be acted upon accordingly. But if they're not doing anything wrong, that's not fair. So that's kind of my stance on it. And this is probably going to blow over. It's been kind of dying out anyways, especially their response was people were coming in like Winnie the Pooh costumes because the joke is that the Prime Minister looks like Winnie the Pooh. And that's what protesters do. They like dress up as Winnie the Pooh to troll him. So people were wearing like Winnie the Pooh to BlizzCon, and they were wearing, you know, shirts, and they were handing out shirts like free Hong Kong t-shirts. Blizzard was all like, oh yeah, see, we're cool about it. We let everybody in, see? We're not kicking out everybody. Because they were trying to rile up Blizzard so that they can get kicked out and be like, see, we're being oppressed by Blizzard. And Blizzard was just all like, yeah, no, we're not going to do anything. We're going to we'll let you guys do it. Which it was, I wouldn't say it was the perfect call, but it was a good call. That's definitely a good call. The best call would just be to undo everything and then just never acknowledge it ever again. You know, unban the dude, unfire the commentators, give him the money back, and then just be done with it. Just be like, all right, reset back to zero. But yeah. They didn't kick out any protesters, anybody that was wearing troll shirts or Winnie the Pooh. They didn't kick them out. And I was like, all right, well, I mean, that's something. Definitely something. But yeah, people still trolled him. I don't know if you saw the Q&A session when they were still getting them on the mic and they're like, "Oh yeah, and free Hong Kong." Yeah.
No, didn't see that.
Yeah, they were still doing that. So,
I still need to go back and watch like the QAs.
yeah, and again, I'm gonna bring this up again on the FGO portion too, but it's also the issue of when is enough enough, and for some people it's never good enough. Like they said, they gave the money back to the guy. They reduced the suspension. They allowed everybody to wear their protest shirts, and people were still not satisfied. Like I said, I just told you my standard, how they should just reset everything and move forward. But for some people, that might still not be good enough. So we don't know where it ends. So like I said, this will tie into my FGO portion, but that's it. That's all I got to say about the protests.
2 things from me.
Go for it.
One, when you said the people were being oppressed, that made me think of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Like the first thing that popped into my mind was King Arthur trying to oppress those poor people that were in the mud.
I'm your king! I didn't vote for you! They did that with Arthur and Bedivere and Gawain. He's I'm your king! And then he's like, I didn't vote for you.
And 2, I really just don't pay attention to politics at all. So
you're smart, man, because that's what I'm in university for, sociology.
Yeah, I just don't even bother.
I messed up.
It's like you're gonna piss somebody off no matter what side you're on.
Correct.
So why even bother following it?
Correct.
So I just don't even bother with it.
Right, which is probably the smart move. Absolutely the smart move.
Which probably just pissed somebody off.
Yeah. What do you mean you're not going to get angry? Why aren't you going to get angry?
It's like, you don't have a right to say anything about this country if you don't follow the politics. Like, shut up.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, I live in this country. I can still say whatever I want.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, and then, like you said, it's always escalation. It goes on to the next point, to the next point, to the next,
Yeah.
So it never ends. It never ends.
So yeah, I just don't pay attention to it.
Which is good.
My whole thing is, I like their game. I buy their game. Like what Steven just said.
Yeah.
Don't let them dictate your politics or the way you think of things. Just don't even bother. Just, you like their stuff, buy it.
That's it.
Capitalism.
Yeah, hey, it works until if you can find a better system, I'm all ears. But until then, capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not here to tell me how to live my life. You're here to provide me with a distraction and entertain me. So for $60, that's our relationship. So
yeah, I give you money, you give me entertainment,
and that's it. Boom. Hey. So.
And that's as far as it goes for me.
That's it, man. That is absolutely it. So. Yeah.
So yeah, if anybody asks me about like my political views or whatever, that's it. I don't even bother.
Fair enough.
I mean, technically, if you go by my voter registration, I'm Democrat. Mm-hmm. But I just kind of put something down. I don't really care. Everybody lies on the political side, so why bother? They're just trying to get your vote. They're going to tell you whatever they want you to hear, they think you want to hear.
Talking about liars again, man. I can't wait to talk about FGO.
So yeah.
Okay, this is all going to spin off. This will all come around. But yeah.
Oh, but that's it for me. I think that's all we got from BlizzCon.
Okay.
If you want to get into the FGO stuff now.
Okay. Well then, for those that heard the BlizzCon rant and the Konosuba rant and don't care about FGO, then I wish you luck. We will see you in 2 weeks for the manga episode.
Yep.
For the rest of you guys, give us a little break, and we'll be right back with the FGO session.
And welcome back to the FGO section.
All right, here we are. So there's 2 issues. So we did the last time. I was like, oh yeah, there's nothing FGO, and since then there's been a lot of FGO. So I'm going to start with the Japanese side because not everybody here plays the Japanese version, which is probably a liar. That's probably a lie because they just hit 18 million downloads, so that might be a lie. And so they're doing like a 10-part campaign. And it results in 90 quartz and 10 tickets. So that's basically 4 10 shots.
Yeah.
So if you complete Lost Belts 1 and then at least begin Lost Belt 4, you get 30 quartz. they did a retweet campaign, which was 30 quartz, and then they just gave you 30 quartz for the promotion. So that's 90 right there. And then if you're doing your logins, your daily logins for a week, you get 10 tickets.
Speaking of a login, let me do that really quick.
Go for it. And then the banner servant is Skasaha Scotty, who apparently hasn't come back in a long, long time. So I'm personally going to pass because I have like 3 people who have her on my friends list. So I really, really don't feel like I need her. But when she comes out in America next year, I'm definitely going to get her. Mm-hmm. But for now, my JP account, I just don't feel the need. I just don't. You know, because she's a support. It's like getting Tamamo or Waver or Merlin. And yeah. I don't need the double Scotty system. It just
doesn't appeal.
It doesn't really. So yeah, and then there was a couple other things going on. It's Lost Belt quests are, I think, half off. So the main story quests are all like half off. They are building up for Lost Belt 5. They announced that's coming out in December. And they reduced all the story chapters because you need to complete the main story to get up to Lost Belt 5. So if you haven't beaten the India chapter like me, this is probably a good chance to dive in and knock that out and get ready for what's coming. I think you actually might be interested in that one because it's going to be Greek-based. So a lot of them are saying, oh, that's like Odysseus, or that's Apollo, or that's Helen of Troy, and I'm like...
Achilles.
Well, he's probably going to be in the story. Basically, all the Argonauts are probably going to be there. Because remember, Jason came out during the summer. So, did you ever see Jason's Noble Phantasm, the animation?
No.
I gotta okay, remind me to show you. It's like Adelante comes out, like kicks him into the middle of the fight, and then he's like running back and forth while Hercules is just smashing everything. And then Adelante fires her arrows right in the middle, and then Medea Lily comes and like shoots lasers, and he's just all like, you know, running all around, trying not to get hit. It's pretty funny. And it's pretty much because remember how he was in Okeanos where he's all like, I don't get my hands dirty.
Yeah.
I have a whole squad to do that. Mm-hmm. So his Noble Phantasm is basically that.
Squad
the Argonauts are the ones doing all the attacks, but it's just kind of fun. It kind of reminds me of like Captain Commando from Marvel vs. Capcom, where all the other commandos come out and, you know, they all just kind of group attack. Yeah, that's kind of how that is.
Okay.
So that's pretty rad. But yeah, expect there to be Adelante, Achilles, Hercules. Some people are even saying like Hercules Archer, because there is artwork of Hercules Archer.
Okay, I was wondering if they were ever going to release a Hercules that was not a berserker.
They have artwork for it. They have concept artwork for it, and I think it was in one of the shows too. Maybe it was like the original Stay Night, or maybe Ataraxia, like the non-berserker Hercules. But it's a rumor, because remember that sometimes they do like Banner 1 and Banner 2, and then Banner 2 will sometimes be characters that they kept under tight secret, and then they debut them in the story, and then they might be like a boss character or a guest character, and then you get to roll them, so it's always possible. Canis is... go figure, that's a trap. Canis is basically another Da Vinci, where it's kind of like a dude in a woman's body.
Yeah.
But I'm like... Canis also is kind of like very Mordred-like, very Mordred attitude, very like, ora! So, I might roll for Canis. I like it. I was going to roll for Bradamante, but it looks like Christmas Lucoa might not get a rerun.
Really?
Yeah, because they're going to go, it looks like they're going to go straight into a Nightingale Carol. But, then again, we still have some time.
So maybe a short rerun.
Or they could always do a reverse. They could always just do it in December. But Nightingale Carol, they said, is going to come out end of November. And then Lost Belt 5 is coming out in December. So we'll see. We'll see about that. But yeah, Lost Belt 5, it's going to be Atlantis. Okay. So remind me again, though. Was Atlantis Greek mythology?
I believe it was around that, like, that area, at least.
Okay.
At least story.
That was like Midas, wasn't it? King Midas was ruling Atlantis? Or am I just going way off now?
I don't think King Midas did. Like, okay.
You can
I'm not. Oh yeah, that's right. I keep wanting to use my phone
because it's just what you're used to.
and we have a computer right here. Let me see. I'll just type in
Well,
King Midas.
basically, it's going to be centered around Atlantis and Greek mythology. That's definitely the thing we all know that's coming up. Odysseus has always been rumored. Like, Odysseus and Calamity Jane were those characters that were always thrown around, and it would make sense because now you have Hector, you have Paris, you have Achilles. You even I rolled Penthesilea during the Halloween banner, and she actually, if you have Hector, she makes that reference. She's all like, "Oh, Hector, if only I was a little bit sooner, I could have prevented, the fall of Troy and all of that." And I was like, interesting. So maybe they said this is going to be Pent's time to shine because she has that strength up versus Greeks. So she's really just going to be able to go to town on everybody.
Yeah, I didn't mention King Midas
Okay.
and Atlantis, but Atlantis was in one of Plato's works. So said it was a naval power that besieged ancient Athens. So
Okay, so that's
around,
Greek.
Around Greece. Yeah.
That's definitely Greek. Okay. Then yeah, that's the tie-in. So, all right. It's good stuff. Yeah.
Only fictional now, because who knows if they find it. They've been searching for that thing for years.
Yeah, I want to. I don't know. I never really. I've only read. So when people try to explain the concept of the lost belts, they make these giant ass encyclopedia, wiki documents, and it's just like the Fate lore tries to like eat itself, explaining how it works, and I'm just like, I give up. So you know what? We're a month away. We're just gonna find out. Yeah, we'll just find out.
So is this supposed to be the last story, or is there going to be something after this?
For Lost Belt 5?
Yeah.
Well, there's going to be 7 Lost Belts.
Oh, 7 Lost Belts. Okay.
Yeah. But this is already coming up on like the end of the second year. So, and we're on 5. So the other thing,
extend the next one.
well, they said that Nasu said that once he's done with Lost Belt, he's tapped. He has no more ideas and all that. So that's also actually funny enough. When I think I mentioned this on Facebook, that when Overwatch said they were making Overwatch 2 and it was going to be backwards compatible with Overwatch 1, I said that that's great because that's a reference to what FGO can do. When FGO 2 comes out, they can be backwards compatible and bring over all your old stuff. Especially all those guys that spent thousands of dollars or yen, and now it's all like, oh, we're on FGO 2 now, everything you had is lost. That would suck.
Yeah.
And that would probably kill, I'd say, at least half the base. If they need to start from scratch.
Yeah.
But then when Overwatch 2 said it's backwards compatible, I can imagine them doing the same thing with FGO. Like, all your old guys, like, you probably might not be able to roll them. Like, all the FGO 1 guys probably are going to remain exclusive to 1. Mm-hmm. But moving forward, they will be compatible in an FGO 2.
Okay.
That's my conspiracy theory, but like I said, I like that Overwatch did it because it's proof that you can do it. And I really, if it came to that, I don't see them just tossing away all the work and especially like all those limiteds that they did, like Shuten Caster, the Kenshin, Uetsugi Kenshin, all of those welfares, Mecha Liz. They're never going to come back in a sequel. And in FGO 2, those characters are done. They're never coming back.
Right.
So,
yes.
if it...
No more Liz. Sorry.
Oh, rip to that guy in Discord, man. But yeah, I don't see them ever doing that. So if they made an FGO 2 or a sequel, I would see them porting over everything. You just wouldn't. They would be dead in terms of getting banners or reruns or anything. Maybe another version, sure, like another version of Musashi or something, sure. But in terms of getting like Saber Musashi again, probably not going to happen.
Right.
That's my prediction. And I use Overwatch 2 as my reference for that. But again, Nasu has said that's why they're stalling it out. He said that after Lost Belt 7, basically, the Lost Belt storyline in its entirety, once it's done, he's like, I've got nothing. And he's all like, I'm not even trying to come up with something because he's all like, I want to leave. He's like, I want to go do something else. And, yeah, maybe Tsukihime. We went to Round 1, the arcade, and they had the Tsukihime fighting game. And it's so funny because it looks like 2004 Fate Stay Night, like the visual novel still. And I was like, he just hates it. They just hate Tsukihime. And I'm like, you know that FGO is probably going to end because then they'll do the Tsukihime event. And, man, it's inexplicable. No one knows why he doesn't like it. In one of the latest versions of the Tsukihime fighting game, he put Ryogi Shiki in there.
Yeah.
And I think her brother. They're both, like, playable characters in the Tsukihime game. So it's like Kata no Kyokai is in there. Why is Tsukihime not an FGO? But he I don't know. I don't know. He just doesn't like it. It's just like the redheaded stepchild or something.
I guess.
It's the forgotten one. You were a mistake. So
the elderly person you keep in the back room.
Yeah, but I mean, anyone that's seen Carnival Phantasm, they love it. They love Tsukihime. It was great. And they still actually competitively play the fighting game.
Yeah.
At like CEO Otaku in Florida, they competitively play Tsukihime. In major tournaments, they still play Melty Blood. So why it's not in FGO yet, who knows? But maybe when FGO 1 is about to die, then they'll do the Tsukihime crossover, and then they'll kill the game. Which again means that your 5-star Arcade will only be summonable in FGO 1, and once you convert to FGO 2, that's it. You can't ever roll her ever again.
No.
But yeah.
Because I got to get everybody I want to get now.
Yeah, that's like I said. That's my conspiracy theory. I only say that because I use Overwatch 2 as a reference again. But who knows? They could always just say, no, we're starting from scratch. FGO 1 server is going to be cut. So, and that's it. And that's the end of that. But yeah, so 18 million campaign. Get a bunch of free stuff. Double success on Craft Essence and on leveling characters. Oh, and then they're doing a part 2 of the Babylonia campaign where you get a 4-star ticket. And unfortunately, you can't pick limiteds because I was like, oh man, I can get Mysterious Heroine XX, hell yeah, because I need a Foreigner. Foreigner is the only class I don't have in my JP account, so I'm like, give me a Foreigner, please. And then I was like, oh cool, but then they're like, no, it's non-limited servants, and I was like, damn it. So
they're like, screw you.
Pretty much. But that means I can get Luvia. Woohoo! And this is so great because I just got Ishtarin, so...
Oh.
Guess who's getting suplexed? She actually does suplex in her animation.
Yeah. Again, the Japanese seem to like the suplex.
Especially with their Ojo-samas. Remember, only a true lady knows how to wrestle, alright? As she explained in Detective Waver.
So like Quetzalcoatl knows how to wrestle.
Correct. Your best donation. My homie just pulled Quetzalcoatl too.
Yeah.
The one that we cosplayed Cleo and Caesar with. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pulled yesterday. Nice. And I was all like, oh, there you go. And then I was all like, yeah, it's great because it's like Iskandar gives you advice, Drake gives you booze, and Lukoa gives you Abuelita hot chocolate on Valentine's Day. True story. Yeah, actually, yes.
Nice.
It's literally like Mexican hot chocolate.
Awesome.
So, did you do the Valentine's event where they gave you all the craft essences and they were all special little things?
No, I missed Valentine's.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
When did I start up again? I know there was some event going on. No, summer event. That's what was going on.
There you go. Okay, so, yeah. So, like, Lancer Artoria, the 5-star one, she gives you, like, a white chocolate Camelot, like, cake thing.
Like a replica?
Yeah, replica.
It's only a model.
Yeah.
Sorry. I keep thinking of Monty Python.
I didn't vote for you. And et cetera, you know, they give you a bunch of other stuff. So, Quetzalcoatl Lukoa just gives you Mexican hot chocolate, and I'm like, it's abuelita, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Lukoa's great.
Yeah.
And then, so Scandor gives you guidance, Drake gives you booze, Lukoa gives you abuelita hot chocolate, and Ozzy just gives you a headache.
Probably worth it though.
Nah, he's a douchebag. He took one hell of a shower, though, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said no diving in the deep end, and he's just all like, wrecked.
Nobody told me what to do.
Have you done Nito Chris's interlude?
Is that when she fights Ozymandias? Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that one.
And then he starts talking about Moses.
Yeah. Using his Beyblade to part the Red Sea.
So that's really weird. So it's like, you know, I'm a little perturbed because it's like, you know what, guys? If you're gonna start referencing things from Fate Prototype, then you gotta bring it over. All right. At this point, everyone's like, and then I was watching Hanako Green yesterday because we're gonna talk about him in a minute, and he starts talking about, the most requested series is Fate Strange Fake, and I was all like, really? I think Prototype is a little bit more demanded than Strange Fake, but I don't know. Strange Fake is also pretty funky. It is the one with Enkidu in it, that's for sure. But Enkidu and then Berserker Jack the Ripper. But I thought Prototype was pretty demanded. Prototype is Ozymandias, Brunhilde, Serenity, Paracelsus, Arthur, Jekyll and Hyde. Yeah. So I don't know if you noticed that, but in FGO, they're all Arthur, Serenity, Ozzy, Jekyll and Hyde are all drawn by the same artist.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're all, because it's the same guy that did the light novel.
Okay.
So there's the light novel, and then there's the audio drama, which I think is like volume 4 or 5. And what you can do is the Mexicans have actually taken the audio drama and so it's playing on YouTube with Spanish subtitles.
Okay.
So if your Spanish is good, you can go and
read it.
Yeah. So, and that's the audio drama, because they're not going to make an anime out of it because they're D-bags. But that's also Kuchu Lane Proto Ku, and then Proto Gil are all from there too, from Fate Prototype. So, yeah, a lot of drama going on. So that's why I'm like, I thought that was pretty popular. I thought that would have been the next one to be animated. And they already did the teaser trailer too, so it's like even more so. Come on now.
Just finish it.
Just finish it. Just do it. So, and everyone knows Arthur is better than Artoria anyways, so.
Well, that depends on who you talk to.
Yeah. But yeah, but Hanako Green claims Strange Fake is, so. That Jack the Ripper, I gotta give props to, because it made sense in the thematic scheme, because it's the waiver student, the one that was the more energetic one, not the one that graduated at the end of Detective Waiver, but the other one, the more energetic, obnoxious kid.
Yeah.
He actually becomes Jack the Ripper's master, and he's just like, all right, cool, so what class are you? And Jack the Ripper is just like, you know what, I'm going to be honest with you, man, I don't know. Not only do I not know, I don't have a form, because he's all like, you know what, I just murdered people. He's all like, no one knows what I am. Some people thought I was a teacher. Some people thought I was a doctor. Some people thought I was like a pimp. Some people thought I was a prostitute, murdering other prostitutes. So he's just all like, I don't know what I am. So if I was to define myself, I'd probably be a berserker. Because he's all like, I just didn't care. He's all like, I just killed fools. So, and again, this goes into the last discussion we had where you were asking what makes someone like a grand something.
Yeah. And
I told you that it's based off the length or the grand legend that they have. So that was it. You know, Jack the Ripper was all mystery. It was like, who was he? What was he? Was it even a he? Was it a her? Who knows? So that approach to it, I thought, was really clever and really effective. So, and even when they show it, he just kind of looks like a cloud with eyes. It's just kind of like just a fog, which was pretty much, I feel like, a really anime way of showing it off. So,
okay,
yeah,
nice.
So, yeah, that's a Strange Fake. So, going back to the Japan game though, yeah, Nightingale Carol is the only other thing. That's going to be the Christmas event. Possibly no Christmas Lucoa rerun, which is unfortunate, but you might get a Welfare Nightingale. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So I love Nightingale. I love Nurse. So
is she still a berserker, or
who knows?
They haven't announced yet, huh?
No, that's all they said. They just gave kind of like the title card, like the portrait looks like or the banner looks like.
Yeah.
And the title, which is like FGO 2019 Christmas, A Nightingale Carol. That's it. We got no details, nothing else.
Are you sure it's Nightingale and not Nightingale?
No, it's Nightingale. No, it's not. It's literally like the kanji for her name, Nightingale. So
maybe they're tricking you.
Maybe it's possible.
Could be Gawain.
a Nightingale Gawain Carol. So that's it. That's all that I got. That's for the Japan side. So, what can we say about USA, man? We were supposed to start our Jalter Lily event, and we had 24-hour maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like the BlizzCon things, it angered everybody.
Right.
And everybody was all like, you got to pay us out, you got to reset the server, roll back the clock, give us our numbers back. So they responded. They were quiet. The night passed. They made an update at 8 in the morning Pacific time or something, and they just said, you know what? Server's down until 6. Everyone was still butthurt, but they said, you know what? Whatever. As long as it's up by 6 and we can log in before 8 so that we don't lose our login streaks. And then after they made that announcement that the server will be back up at 6 p.m., they didn't say nothing for the rest of the day. Quiet. And then 6 p.m. hit. 7 p.m. rolled around. At 7 p.m. was when the Konosuba movie started. And I was still trying to log in.
Yeah.
I had my phone on in the pitch black theater. Still trying to log on. And then 8 o'clock rolled around, and it was 6 o'clock rolled around, nothing. 7 o'clock rolled around, nothing. 8 o'clock rolled around, finally, you couldn't get in because the servers were crashing.
Because everyone was trying to get in.
Correct. And everybody logged in, and everybody found that their login was set to 1. And, I don't know. I was watching Hanako Green, and he said that, it's just a number. And before I go into his point of view, I'm going to explain my point of view. And that's, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Total logins matters. Login streak does not matter. For me, though, I kind of saw it in a more sentimental kind of way because I saw that Sunday was when you got probably the lamest login bonus, which was just friend points.
Right.
And then it was also Sunday, and then you go to work on Monday or go to school on Monday, and then you kind of trudge through the week, and Friday hits, and then Saturday hits, and you get a summon ticket. And that summon ticket could be a servant. So it was like a motivation to get through the week. Because you knew that at the end of it, on Saturday, when you got into FGO or you logged in, you had a summon ticket, which could have just gotten you a servant, and then boom, the week was worth it. Everything was worth it because you got that nice payoff in the end. You granted most of the time you're not going to get that. But the fact of the matter is it's possible. And that was a representation of your struggle. You started the week lame, but you ended it on a high note. You got that ticket, and it just represented potential. Same thing with your money. You don't know what you're going to spend your money on. You know that you got to pay bills and whatnot, but the money that you have left over, you're going to do something fun. You're going to entertain yourself. So same thing. You got a ticket. Who knows what's going to happen? So that's kind of how I saw it. Sunday was the lame bonus. Saturday was the great, awesome bonus that made it worth it. You logged in every day. You did what you had to. You got your bonus. Boom, you got your payoff. And now I get my ticket on a Tuesday. And I know, it's just like, well, just reset your logins for Sunday. And I'm just like, yeah, but...
Then I gotta get friend points. For however many days.
Yeah, that's all. That's how I see it. Again, it is just numbers. Again, it doesn't matter in the great grand scheme of life. No, it doesn't. But is it awkward? Yes. And Hanako Green, he made this story where he said that, imagine that you had this baseball, and it was an autographed baseball. He's all like, do you look at that baseball every day? No. Do you play with that baseball every day? Probably not. So
Who
what
would
happens?
Play with an autographed baseball.
Exactly. And then he's like, but then you know what? You probably put it in the closet or you put it on a shelf. You never look at it. You never pay attention to it.
Well,
you know it's there.
Except for that kid from The Sandlot.
Yeah, right. But you don't acknowledge it. He's like, it's the same thing. Who goes in there? And that's the other thing too. I was all like, well, technically I did because I actually counted all the days to the login bonus because it was part of budgeting.
Right.
Because I was like, okay, I know that I've got in like 30 days I get another 20 or 30 quartz, and I know that this servant is coming up sometime in like this part of the month, so I can pay, budget this much and all. So yeah, actually I did count the days.
Okay.
Because it was all part of budgeting. It was all part of how much can I whale, how much do I need to set aside, how much. So I did count. But again, was it necessary? Probably not. Was it excessive? Probably. Does it matter in the grand scheme of things? No. But was it a factor for me? Yes. Yes, it was. But again, everyone is different. Some people are not as attached. Some people are. And he said that, yeah, no matter what, he's like, yeah, it sucks and it's awkward. No one's going to deny your sentimentality to it. But he's all like, in the day-to-day operations, it does not matter. He's all like, all games go under maintenance, which is true. And he says that the rewards that they ended up giving to everybody were actually way more than the login bonuses. Because they compensated us the 4 default hours. Because it was supposed to be down from 8 p.m. to 12 midnight. So they gave us the 4. Then they gave us the additional 20, which was 1 for every hour. So that's now 24. Then they kicked us an extra 10 as we're sorry, shut up, go away. But then they kicked us up, 20 apples? 20 golden apples?
Yeah.
So, and when you think about it, it takes practically, 10 hours to fill up the bar all the way? If you have like 140 AP, then what is it? So, I don't know, I guess they gave us like 5 days worth of apples, I guess?
I guess.
Yeah. Something like that. I forgot what exactly the math was, but 2 apples can cover your AP, your natural AP regeneration for a day. So if they gave us 20, then that's 10 days. Like I said, my math is incorrect, but it was pretty much like a certain amount of days of gameplay through natural AP regeneration they gave to us through the golden apples. And he is correct in the regard that next month during the Ereshkigal Gulf slot machine, those apples mean more chances to roll the slot machine, which means more skill gems, more EXP cards, more QP.
I've been using them now.
That's fair too. That is fair as well. But yeah, so he is correct in that regard too. So I don't know. I'm sure that I'll get over it. I broke my streak in my JP account unintentionally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought I actually had logged in. Turns out I did.
Oh.
Womp womp. Because sometimes I just don't feel like doing anything in JP. I just log in to get the login credit.
Yeah.
And then I just close the game and go back to USA. But I thought I did it one night or one day, and turns out I didn't. So, womp womp. But in my USA account, I never missed a day. Since the game started, I never missed a day. And,
well, I mean, technically you didn't miss a day. They forced you to miss a day.
Right, but they're never going to give it back to me. So
no.
The sooner you can kind of move on is probably for the better.
Well, I'll make sure you never move on. No, I'm kidding.
Thanks. We're just gonna be like talking about FGO2, and Roman's gonna be like, "Remember that time that Aniplex made you break your streak?"
I'll post that Santa Jolter image over and over and over again of her saying, "I'm sorry, my maintenance just messed up your streak."
The last time they did it was on NeroFest too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
They did that the same thing?
It was like 16-hour maintenance. Yeah. Yeah, it was bad. It was actually the same issue. That iOS. Something with the Apple Store. Like, what the hell, man?
I don't know why you have to keep extending the Android game, though.
Unfair advantage, I guess. Even though it's not even a competitive game, I guess that would be another outrage. Why do the Androids get to use it?
Because theirs is ready. Deal with it.
But then, then you would... Okay, so, and this is an issue that I raised up in a messenger chat, which is, this is the problem when you're a company like Aniplex, and your answer to the problem is compensation. When you just give out free stuff, then people are going to expect you to give free stuff out for every little aggression. And then it's like, when's enough? For some people, the 34 quarter... Oh, and that's the other thing, too. So because we were also in the middle of the Gramps campaign, the King Hassan campaign, which was login every day, you get something, because of the forced...
yeah, we didn't get that login bonus.
So what they're going to do is on the 20th, depending on when you stopped or when was your last login, they're just going to pay you out everything else.
Okay.
And they're going to give it to you on the 20th. So... I believe it should have been, if you were doing it like already normally, you should have been on day 5.
Yeah.
So they're going to give you 5, 6, and 7. And 7 being the 10 tickets.
Okay.
And then if this was day 4, so you would get 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up till day 1. And if you just started the night before, then you would get all 6 days worth of bonuses on November 20th. Which was the right thing to do. Which is what I absolutely agreed with, because I was concerned about that too. I was like, what about the 10 tickets? Because people were saying that, these 30 quartz is going to replace the 10 tickets. I was like, I doubt it. I don't see them doing this. I don't see them doing that. They're going to give us the 10 tickets. The 30 quartz is completely separate from that.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, they said, yeah, we're just going to pay out everybody. And I was like, that's the right thing to do. Absolutely. Because no matter what, the King Hassan promotion or event or whatever had nothing to do with anything. So just pay them out.
What was that one? 8 million?
Yeah.
8 million download?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the right thing to do. So, and it's fair too, because even if someone was like, not going to be able to log in or anything, they still get free compensation. That just kind of lessens them being angry later on down the road, because they were already taken care of for free. So, yeah.
Unless they're ungrateful and just don't care.
Well, that's the other issue. For some people, none of this is good enough. They have a change.org petition saying that they should give us a free ticket for like a free 4-star or 5-star because I broke my streak.
It's like, no.
Yeah, right? A change.org petition. When I checked this morning, it had like 200 signatures on it.
That's not that much. Even if it got a lot, I doubt it'd go anywhere.
200 signatures for a game that's celebrating 18 million downloads in Japan and 8 million in America. Mm-hmm. Well, the USA region.
Yeah.
Because the USA region encompasses like Southeast Asia, Australia, South America, and Europe. Yeah.
Not Canada?
And Canada, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know how much you love Farah.
Right.
So... yeah. So they're just, that wasn't good enough. None of this is good enough. And like I said, it was just the same thing. It's giving me the vibes of Blizzard. It's like it's never good enough. It's all like, well, why don't you do this? Okay, we did that. Now why don't you do this as well? And again, this is the problem when your method of dealing with the problem is just paying people to shut up. When's enough to make them shut up? They'll never shut up. Because then, even if you gave them enough to compensate for losing the streak, then they'd complain about, well, why did you guys censor Emiya Alter? You lightened his skin. Where's our quartz for that? Or, you didn't give us this obscure Japanese convention banner that they had, and it had, like, Okita and Hijikata as the banner servants. You guys didn't give us any quartz for that, or the banner. And it's like, what? It's never good enough. It's always, my hand is out, gimme, gimme, gimme. And again, it's from the people that are free to play.
Yeah.
Not even from the people that wail. The people that wail are just all like, I just got 30 quartz, woohoo! And 10 tickets, woohoo!
I don't really wail, but I still get that. Like, oh, sweet, I can use these for later.
Yeah, absolutely. I got all my stuff hoarded.
Like, I'm holding on to those, 34 quartz they gave us. I'm holding on to that till the next banner.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't using this. I'm like, I got everybody I wanted from these banners. The only one I didn't get was Osmandius.
Yeah.
And I could wait.
Yeah.
For whenever he comes back.
Yeah, he'll be back in, what did he say, February? There's like that winter in Egypt event.
You did mention that, yeah.
He'll probably be available Well, then we got the guaranteed 5-star during New Year's. There's a possibility. And just in general, he could always spook. He spooked me last year on New Year's.
So he's available anyway.
He's always available. He's always in there.
I could just get him whenever then.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal if I don't get him now.
Right. But, and again, he gets that banner in February too, so you will get another chance.
Cool. But everybody else I wanted from these banners, I got pretty much. I got Quetzalcoatl. I really wanted her. I got First Hassan. I wanted him. Even in the Halloween ones, I got Carmilla. I got oh god, who was it that I got? That Osakawa Hime.
Neat Hime. Okay.
Yeah, I got her. And I think there was one other 4. No, it was a 4-star I already had.
Pent. Penthesilea.
I wish, but no, it wasn't her. Miss Amazon's CEO.
Amazon CEO. Why do you hold your hands out like that? This is how we do business. She was great. Oh, she was great.
But the hands again.
It's fantastic. Yeah, it was. They got mad at that too. They won quartz for that, for the way that they translated Osakabe Hime in her Japanglish.
I thought that was great.
Yeah. So then at this, was it at the convention? Was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago, maybe? They called Albert out on that. They were like, "Why'd you do that?" And he's all like, "Okay, look." He's like, the point of making her sound like that is we wanted something so awful it was great. Like, it just really irritated you so much that you love it. You hate it so much you love it. And he's like, that was the point. That was what we were going for. Nailed. Absolutely nailed it. And I said this too when they were making this, rage bait thing. And I said, all the people that are complaining about Neat talking like this are the same ones that laughed during Chunibyo. Did you ever see Chunibyo? The one from Kill Annie?
Oh,
with
yeah.
Rika, the eye patch, she's basically Megumine doing all the poses and all that.
I think I own both seasons.
I was like, these are the same people that love the hell out of that show. And they're like, oh, she's so cute, And now that you have a character that talks like that, this is so stupid. You can't win. You just can't win. I'm like, so I absolutely instigated that. And then they're like, no, they're not even the same character. I'm like, socially awkward is socially awkward, okay? It doesn't matter. That's the point. They don't know how to talk normally. They don't know how to act normally around people. All right? How is that such a hard concept to believe? If you're cooped up in the attic watching anime all day, how do you think they're going to operate in the real world? But these are kids, man. These are 14, 15-year-olds that don't know anything. All they know is like PewDiePie videos and memes, and it's like. But yeah, Albert told him, he's all like, there was 2 people, he was like, when we were having the meeting to determine how to proceed with the translation, he said one colleague or coworker wanted to go in like a more serious, boring tone. The other one was like, she needs to be a weeb. Let's just make her a weeb. And Albert's all like, you know what, I like the weeb idea. So Albert just settled on that. He's all like, we're going to make her a giant fucking weeb. So, yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, majority of the people love it. It's just the people that are perpetually outraged looking for a handout. Because they need to be angry because they think that they're going to rile up Delightworks, the people that make the game, into giving them free stuff. And it's like, no, they're not.
Yeah.
So, they complained about Calamity Jane. They were like, why is Jane so like, rah, she's all Genki and energetic and all of that. They were like, why isn't she a tomboy? We have Mordred for that. What? Mordred is a tomboy enough for everybody. What? So they were complaining about Jane because Jane didn't fit their headcanon. And I'm like, oh my. I love Jane. You saw my post, my godlike role, because praise be to Ishtar. Goddess Ishtar, hear me. So, Ishtarin. I love it when Jane calls her Ishtarin. And it's Toyama now, too. Oh, my Kokoro. Oh, God.
I know I've heard that name before.
Toyama now is like, she was elf archer in Goblin Slayer.
Okay.
She was the Lapis demon in Bunny Senpai, the one that kept the days kept repeating.
Didn't see that.
You didn't see Bunny Senpai?
Uh-uh.
Okay. She was Yuru Camp, okay. Laid Back Camp. She was Shimarin Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
So she was the one, that got headbutt by the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her.
Okay.
That's Shimarin. Yeah, she's been in a bunch of stuff. Can Calais, she was all the Congo sisters.
All of them?
All 4 of them. She did all of them. Ibaraki. She's also Ibaraki. And Raftalia in FGO. So,
okay.
Yeah. Suzuka Gozen. That's also her.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's Ibaraki Berserker, Ibaraki Lancer, Raftalia Saber, and now she's Calamity Jane. And I love Jane. I didn't even want Space Ishtar. I'm dead serious. I was not expecting it. That's why I never rolled. I was like, I want Jane, but I don't want Jane in my JP account. I'm like, I really don't need more archers. But then in the last minute, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So, and then she popped up, and I was like,
okay.
And then she came along with Ishtarin, so I'm like,
got the pair.
All right. And on top of that, the story is adorable too because, Calamity Jane took in Ishtar, Space Ishtar, after her dad died. So, yeah. So she's like an adopted mother to Ishtar. And it's like, even this heartwarming backstory still isn't good enough. Why isn't she a tomboy? Like, shut up. It's always one thing into another. And again, that's why I said it's just like the Blizzard protests, man. It's like... And what's funny is that their sales never went down.
Right.
As a matter of fact, for both companies, their sales never went down.
Right.
So FGO's still making millions. Blizzard's still making millions. None of them took a hit from any of this. So you would think that these people that are complaining would just stop playing.
They're not.
No, they're not. So it's all like, well, I'm going to take these 34 quartz, but I hate you. So I don't know if you read the post that I said, but Hanako Green made that scenario where he said it would be like if you go to a pizza parlor and you order a pizza, and then they botch up the order, and then you go up to them and you're like, hey man, you ruined my pizza. This isn't what I ordered. And then the pizzeria is all like, oh, we're so sorry about that. Hey, you know what? We're gonna make you a new pizza. We're gonna fix it up for you. And hey, you know what? We'll throw in some breadsticks as our apology. And then you come back at him and you're like, fuck you. Like, you tell him to go screw off.
Yeah.
Well, not only are they fixing the problem, they're giving you a little bit extra, and then you're still not satisfied.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a perfect analogy. He went on for almost like half an hour, dude. I swear, it was like watching a Kevin Smith thing. I thought I was watching Clerks.
Oh, wow.
Because he was just going into, like I said, he gave you the baseball scenario. He's all like, it's something valuable, sure, but its sentimental value is more worth more than the practical value. Because he's all like, practically speaking, you're never going to use it.
Right.
It means absolutely nothing. Sentimental, sure, it has some value, it has worth, but does it do anything? No. Does it mean something? Sure. But does it do anything? No. And I was like, damn. So, like I said, he calmed me down a lot. Because I said, when I left the Konosuba movie, I was all like, there's a scene where Cosmo is just kind of like sucking his thumb to comfort himself. I was like, that's me with my broken login streak. I'm just all like, my number's gone. It's never coming back. Yeah.
I think the reason that didn't bother me much was I've broken it multiple times.
Oh, same.
I stopped for like a year or so it wasn't that big of a deal to me, and
Same.
I was only like 200 and something logins.
Same.
And
I started my JP account around the time of the Gouda Gouda 3 event, and then I stopped, and then I came back and officially started playing normally during the 3rd year anniversary when Scotty came out. And that was because it was they were doing the guaranteed 5-star. And so I said, all right, well, I'm going to go roll Assassin because I can either get Gramps, Cleopatra, or Osakabe Hime. And I was like, all right. And then I ended up getting Shootin.
That's not bad either.
No, it's not. I had Shootin in my USA account, so I was like...
Oh, you wanted somebody to
yeah. Okay. I always want to get the people that are like so far out, I have fun with them. But at the same time, too, now that I'm free to play on my JP account, I also don't want to get someone I'm going to absolutely use the hell, like Bunny Artoria. I don't want to get them on my JP account because I feel like it's a waste. But I definitely wailed a bit on Summer because I wanted Musashi. I think Musashi might be my third favorite girl. I think Musashi is just. Did you finish Shimosa?
Not yet.
Okay.
Because we've had so many events, I've just been doing the events to try
Fair.
to get the items.
Fair. All right. Well, then you actually bring me to my next point. Then, now that we're pretty much over the 24-hour maintenance drama, and I'll keep you posted if anything else changes. But I think that's the end of it.
Okay.
So this weekend, as of the recording of this podcast, Anime NYC is going down.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I was this far away. I was literally looking at plane tickets to go to New York City because Aoyuki is coming.
Yeah.
And Kugimiya Rie. So literally Nobunaga and Okita. It's literally Gura Gura over there. And I was like, first they made the announcement for Kugimiya Rie, and I was just like, oh. But she also does Cleopatra in FGO. But then she does a bunch of characters. Did you ever finish Darling in the Franxx?
I never even started it.
Okay. She was the dinosaur queen in that one. So basically, like the one that was, I guess, Zero Two's unofficial mother. I don't know if they were ever related or not, but
Right.
she was the queen of the dinosaurs. That's her. She was also, if you go way back in time, she was Alphonse in Full Metal.
Full Metal? Okay. I know that one.
That was kind of like her debut role, I want to say. Or her breakout role, I guess. Maybe she was doing some other roles, but then when she did Alphonse, it was kind of like, boom, now she's
blew up.
mainstream. Yeah. Then she did like Toradora. She did Taiga.
Okay.
And then I famously, personally, when I see her name, I just think of Rise from Persona 4. So
Okay.
she was the idol one. So that's who I think of. But in terms of FGO, yeah, she's Nobunaga and Cleopatra. And she was announced first. And I was like, oh, well, that's cool. And they were like, oh, it's her first time coming to America. I was like, oh, that's cool. But, you know, I can pass. But then they brought out Aoyuki, and I'm like, why has it got to be New York? Man. But I seriously was looking at planes. I was like, I could wing this, man. I can go to Dollar Tree and get some food and just bring it over there. I could get some bottled water. I don't even need to do that much. You know, and I was in New York last year, so I kind of know a little bit of what's going on and how to get around. I was talking to this dude that's over there. I was like, yo, dude, if I come out this weekend, can you house me? Can you put me up for like 2 days, dude? I was all like, I'll take the overnight. I'll get there Friday morning, and then I'm gone Sunday morning. I'm back out of there, dude. And he's like, yeah, dude, yeah, I got you. And I was like, ah. But then what killed my boner, she's not even doing an autograph session. So what's the point? You know, you go all the way over there, you sit in the panel for an hour, and that's it, you know? And then she's probably going to go tourist around New York.
I just thought of Assistant Kun from Tijina Senpai.
Oh, yeah?
Give me back my boner.
Yuki-san, give me back my... Oh, man. Oh... Yeah, dude. It was when I did further analysis. Kugimiya Rie only was doing autographs. It looked like for like MVP session, like you had to buy the super $120. Oh, it's that chick. Oh, it's it.
Professor Sony.
Yes, I was like, is she the professor? She is the professor. Okay. Yeah, you had to get the special VIP autograph ticket, and I was like, and that was of course sold out. But I was like, it sounds like maybe she was doing a regular, but you know, the VIP line just gets to go on ahead, and then all the riffraff gets to go next. But still, I was like, that's not really, you know. Nobunaga's great though, but not really $500 great.
Jesus.
Yeah, because that would be me accounting for like plane and everything and transportation, all of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was just the ticket.
No, the ticket was like $300 round trip.
No, I mean the VIP.
No, well, yeah, the VIP was about $125 because that was your badge, and then like they called it like the Kugimiya Rie VIP thing too. So it was like because they were selling like VIP badges. Most cons do. I know Fanime does, AX does, but there was like I'm sure there's other things you get with it, but this was like to get to the front of the Kugimiya Rie line. And yeah, but they and then they asked on Facebook, and I screenshotted it too, where they were like, hey, is Aoyuki doing autographs? And they were like, no, but be sure to check out the panel. And I'm like, now I'm good.
So cancel my plans, dude. I'm not.
Yeah. So I just that just killed it. And I was like, yeah, because I was already like, it was too much. I have so many things I could spend that money on. Like, gotcha. I was like, no, I can't really in good conscience do it. And then again, for what I wouldn't get anything signed. I wouldn't get a handshake, no photo, no, you know. So
I just get to look at her from afar,
right?
Like a stalker,
right? Right. Maybe ask a question.
What you gotta do is you gotta dress up as Karna, and then be in the front, and she'll probably jump on you.
Well, she voiced Jinako, so yeah. Jinako is Karna's master in Fate Extra CCC. So
well, even outside of that, she loves Karna.
Well,
so.
Yeah. And that was one of her early roles too, because Madoka was like 2009.
Yeah.
So and Extra was like 2010, which means I think it came out in 2009 or 2010 for Japan. So yeah, Jinako was one of her early roles. But yeah, so I can believe her attachment to Karna. I can't stand the guy. I just told you that. I was like, I don't want to do Lost Belt 4. I don't want to go to India. I don't care. I honestly have less than a care to give.
It's hot there.
Yeah.
No.
It's but anyways.
I can't eat cows.
Damn it, Aoyuki. But yeah. Yeah, so it sucks, but hey, oh well. That's the drama of anime. And, you know, now that she has a passport, hopefully she comes to the West Coast. I would imagine that she'll be back. I don't see why she wouldn't be back. But it makes sense to, of all the places to finally to go and visit, or at least start your Japanese convention or Japanese in America convention tour at, it would make sense to be in New York. But
yeah,
it is what it is. Mm-hmm. And so I'll just have to wait that maybe they do anime road tour next year, and that she'll be part of that. Which I've already been talking with these guys too. I was like, hey, because we were kind of half talking about it. We were like, yo, if they ever come to like SoCal again, are we going to go? And they were like, yeah, I'm down. So you're more than welcome to come with us, the road trip down. So come down to the road tour 2020.
Cool.
The FGO road tour. So hopefully she comes to that. And then she's also with Okuborumi. So Liz and Astolfo. I know how much you love Liz. And
yeah.
Astolfo.
Yeah. Well, actually, Astolfo was at least funny.
Okay, I was about to say, what do you think about Astolfo? But okay, yeah, they're the guests at Anime NYC. So,
and it's not like I hate Liz. It's just I was so tired of seeing Liz from all the Halloween stuff.
And then she has the audacity in Oniland, the Halloween event for year 4, that she goes, "Why did I lose Halloween? What happened to my store? This is supposed to be my Halloween, my event." Yeah.
It's like, get back in your castle. Your castle pyramid thing.
Castle Himeji Sujet.
Yeah, get back in there.
Jeez, what a mess.
Go talk to Cleopatra or something.
Cleopatra didn't want you to talk to her. She's sitting here reading her magazine, okay?
Yeah. I love Cleopatra.
She's great. Other than that, only other thing that I can think of, my conspiracy theory, is that they got Okuborumi, they got Aoyuki. I do sincerely think that they're going to make the announcement for Salem, which is the last Epic of Remnant chapter. I think that they're going to announce it there. Even though we're in the middle of the Christmas rerun. Actually, the Christmas rerun is going to end on Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah, it's real quick.
Oh, next week.
Yeah,
okay.
It's coming Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Yeah, so you have a week. It's not lasting really long.
Yeah, I got to get through that. I need a lot of those Ascension materials.
Yay. You know, you have you only get 10 resets on the slot machine, so.
God, you know how long I was in the writer, like, not the training.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is it the training? Is that where you get the Ascension materials? Yeah. Okay, the writer training quest, trying to get a stupid dragon scale. 2 days.
Jeez.
I was spending in there. And I found that stupid big dragon once. And he didn't even give me a scale. Then I noticed that they had them available in the shop. So I just bought one. Because I needed it to ascend Quetzalcoatl. And once I did that, I was able to get her to level 80. So I was like, okay, I got her final 4th Ascension. Now I got her to level 90. So I'm like, I'm good. I just need to get more of those. What are the currency you use to like ascend and do all that? The little blue cube things.
The skill
QP.
gems?
The
Oh,
QP.
QP. Okay, QP, yeah.
I need more of that because it's like 9,000, like 9 million each, and I only got 29.
Roll the slot machine. Roll the slot machine.
I think I like
This is exactly what it's there for. I think there's like 10 million, I think, per slot machine.
Yeah.
I think something like that. It's some really. I can pull it up later after this podcast. We'll take a look.
I want to get her to level 100.
Okay, good choice.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, in terms of gameplay, at least, if you have Quetzalcoatl, you really don't need Ozymandias.
Well, I probably don't, but I want him.
Yeah, so that's a different issue. If you like the personality and all that, that's fine. That's me with Osakabe Hime, you know, everyone's like, oh, she sucks, she's dumb, she's pointless, and I'm like, yeah, but I love her personality, she's great. So I was watching Boku Hero, and again, she's a voice actress of Himiko Toga, and I can't stand Himiko Toga. She's, oh my god, she's such a terrible character. And I'm just like, oh, I need Hime. But then she's Need Hime, so it's like, yay, Need Hime. But then she's Toga. Ah, Toga! So, and she's all like, was it Overhaul? She's like, can I stab him? I'm like, oh, stab yourself. Oh! I don't know why. She just really grates my nerve. Grinds my gears. But yeah. So yeah, like I say, you know, if you know, you roll for gameplay or you roll for husbando / waifu status. That's pretty much the two things.
I just seem to like all the Egyptian servants.
Fair. I think I have a penchant for the Greek ones personally.
Yeah.
I love Greece. I love Greece. I love Italy. And by the way, I loved Italy before Nero, okay? Before Rome. So it happened to just be coincidental that Nero is there. So
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, you know, and I cosplayed Caesar. So, you know, I have no attachment to Caesar whatsoever. I just was all like, you know what, I could do this. So
Yeah.
I did it. So I just did it. Yeah. So yeah, I think that I should have linked you to the video too. For Abigail Williams, her character video. From GNA Reviews.
That's for the Lost Belt. No, yeah.
For Epic of Remnant.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're getting ahead of yourself. Yeah.
Talk so much about the Lost Belt.
Yeah, you're getting ahead of
That
yourself.
it's on my mind now.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's great. I don't know how they're going to do it. So, when it originally happened in Japan, so they always do these OVA specials.
Right.
And they actually had a Lost Belt prologue. So, I don't know if Crunchyroll's going to air it, though, well, they should, because even though it wasn't up during the morning, when I came home from work, the Detective Waver trailer, or the prologue episode 0 was out. Mm-hmm. So, it could end up on Crunchyroll, the Lost Belt prologue. So, 2 years ago, that was the New Year special, was the Lost Belt prologue. So, we should get that. There's a prologue in the game, and then there's an anime OVA prologue. So, we should get that. And what's funny is that they never, brought it out here, and I guess it was like, okay, well, you know, because they're all about surprises and reveals and all that, even though everyone's seen it. But to my knowledge, too, I haven't looked for it either, but I don't think it ever got subtitled.
No?
I don't think any of the sub guys ever subtitled the Lost Belt prologue OVA, so I guess it'll get an official release this New Year's.
Hopefully.
But yeah, stuff happens. I'll leave it at that. Like I said, you might do a New Year's reaction video on that.
Maybe. So does the Lost Belt tie into the actual story? Because I know you said
Yes.
the epics don't.
Yes, Epic of Remnants don't affect main storyline, but the Lost Belt is a continuation of FGO, the Grand Order.
Okay.
So
why are the epics outside of it?
Because, again, I think the nature of the stories is that they're forms of storytelling. So, Shinjuku is kind of like a crime story. Mm-hmm. Agartha is kind of like a mysterious new world, like Journey to the Center of the Earth, or wasn't there one that Jules Verne did where they went into the Earth and then it actually was like dinosaurs were alive?
Wasn't that just Journey to the Center of the World?
Was it So yeah, so it's pretty much like that. Yeah. So it's a mysterious new world. It's a new world adventure.
Right.
And then Shimosa is like the wandering samurai tale, like a Ronin tale, and then Salem is like eldritch Lovecraft horror, pretty much.
Okay.
So that's my conspiracy theory from what I've seen. It's just different story types, story genres. And
they were
it's
just doing something like for fun.
Yeah, it's all standalone stories, and it's kind of like I think quite honestly, I think Shinjuku has a great chance of being animated. I think behind behind Camelot and Babylonia, Shinjuku seems to be a really popular one. You could see it from the cosplayers, you could see it from the merch. By the way, my Salter motorcycle, Shinjuku, is actually on its way.
So is mine. Yeah.
So what I mean, they made Nendoroids out of them too. So, I think that there's a high chance of the Shinjuku storyline getting animated. But in outside of that, it's like they're not super popular. Like Agartha, they rank Agartha like all like towards the bottom. Like it's like Rome bad. It might be the only thing worse than Rome.
Oh, people didn't like Rome?
I didn't like Rome. I was like, and this is Umu, you know, and yeah. I'm the Umu whore, and I'm like, Nero has seen better days. Absolutely has seen better days.
If you say so.
But yeah, they rank it towards the bottom. Shimosa was great too, but Shimosa actually has a great manga.
Oh, so they have a manga for it?
Yeah. Well, they did a manga for all 4 of the Epic of Remnants this year.
Okay.
And they all came. I think they all came out at different times, but at one point, I think the first 3 were all running concurrently. But the Shimosa manga started the latest. I think that one started in August. I think.
All right.
And that one's actually ongoing. The others might be either ongoing or finished. But yeah, they announced that towards the beginning of the year. They said all 4 Epic of Remnants were getting mangas. And the Shinjuku and Agartha have Gudao, and then Salem and Shimosa have Gudako. So
the first 2 have the male, and
yes.
The second 2 have the female version. Okay.
Which is what I was hoping they would do with the anime was with at least Camelot, that it wouldn't be Gudao, it would be Gudako to kind of change it up, because Gudao has been in all of the animes. So, but Gudako is a little bit more livelier than Gudao, or yeah, I don't know. I think they're still going with Ritsuka.
Yeah.
I think even if when it's Gudako, I think they're calling her Ritsuka because it's pretty fluid. It can go either way. But Ritsuka Gudako is a lot more animated, let's say. Yeah. Because
more livelier.
More she has more facial expressions. Like they did a collage of all of Gudako and Musashi's like facial expressions with each other. And I know I shared it. I don't know if you remember it, but they shared the scene of Kiyohime running into Gudako in the middle of the road, and then Kiyohime just kind of glomps Gudako, and Gudako's just like, "Oh, kill me now." So yeah, it's kind of like that. But yeah, I would love to see, and personally, on a personal note, I would love to see them do the CCC Seraph animated, because that also is getting, they made a manga out of that. So CCC came out on PSP, then they made a manga of CCC, and then they made another CCC manga that was following Tamama, which is like Best Fox Housewife, or Best Housewife Fox, or something like that. Foxtail. Then they made a manga based off the FGO event that's based off CCC.
They're like CCC.
CCC is very popular, and it's not even the canon route. So the Fate Extella games are actually sequels to Fate Extra.
Okay.
Not CCC. CCC is its own standalone storyline, which Nasu said is more like Heaven's Feel, because it starts off as a normal Holy Grail war and then just kind of goes off the rails, and then crazy stuff happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But they had 2 more Sakura faces that they didn't use in CCC that they ended up using. They're both in the manga, And then obviously King Protea, who was one of the Sakura faces that didn't make it into CCC on PSP. King Protea is in FGO.
Is that the big one?
That's the giant one, yeah.
Okay.
And then the other one, I forgot the name, but the other one too was the fifth one is in the manga.
Okay.
Whether she'll ever be in the game, I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, she's in the manga, so I would like to see that getting an anime, but who knows? Who honestly knows?
Yeah.
So, but I would think Shinjuku has the next possible chance or highest chance of getting animated. Salem. I don't know if I asked this, but what was your take again on horror in general? Were you a big horror guy?
I wasn't.
Okay. All right.
I've just recently started really kind of watching horror.
Okay.
And that's only because it's not scary now.
Fair. Yeah, most of us now kind of laugh and all that. So, they were telling me they went to my guys. They went to go see It, and they said that there was a part, I guess, where Pennywise was just like smacking his lips, like, and they said that it reminded them of my cat. So they were like, "Hey, it's Steve's cat. It's Steve's cat." And they're all laughing, and I was like, "It's supposed to be freaky, not funny." But okay, all right, whatever. But yeah. Like I said, I don't know how spooky the Salem chapter is. Quite honestly, I don't know anything about Salem, but I think that for the final boss fight, I hope you have one of your alter egos leveled, because alter ego is strong against Foreigner. So
I have two.
Okay.
I have two, but they're
Then
not
you
leveled yet. I have oh god, what's her name? You post a lot of photos of her on the Discord.
Melty?
Yes, I have Melty.
Okay.
And then I
Not
have
Lilith, but a Melty from Shield Hero.
Yeah, and then I have the Liz mecha. So yeah, I got those two.
Hanako Green soloed the final boss with Mecha Liz. So if you have Mecha Liz, you're in a good spot. At the very least, you should have Mecha Liz ready to go, because Foreigner only takes bonus damage from alter ego or other foreigners.
That's it.
Other than that, it doesn't take any bonus, and it does more damage to Berserker. It's strong against Berserker.
It's the only one.
Yeah. So it's a Berserker killer class.
Okay.
So, but it's weak to alter ego and it's self. So,
you get a Foreigner during the banner for that, right?
Banner 2, yes. Mm-hmm. Banner 2. So, because when it first came out, Banner 1 was Nezha and I forgot. Circe, Caster of Okeanos. Basically, Circe, the one who trained Medea in Magecraft. So Medea is master.
Okay.
So she uses pig magic.
Pig?
Pig magic. Like, turns you into a little pig.
Like in Willow?
Yes.
Okay.
Like oink oink, like
yeah,
Piglet. Yeah. It's just the stun, pretty much. So if you get infected with pig, you're just stunned for a turn.
Bacon now.
Pretty much. So yeah, and then her NP obviously affects or casts pig on you. So, but yeah, so I rolled her by accident on my JP account. So I think I have like 2 of her though. So I was like, oh well, guess I got to use you now. So, yeah. But she's all right. She also does poison, and really strong poison too. So, you know, I guess debuff, I guess, is her strength. So
okay.
She's also arts too, so she can kind of chain it. So it's not bad. I'm gonna look forward to the video from G&A Reviews though. Maybe he can give me some insights on how to optimize her. But for the most part, you know, she's cool.
Awesome.
Circe, I think, yeah.
Circe.
But just like some of these other characters, they all go by nicknames. So hers is Caster of Okeanos.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so, and then the second banner is the Foreigner, and then it's the Queen of Sheba.
Queen of
Sheba. It's Romani's waifu.
4-star?
Yeah, 4-star caster.
Okay.
Yeah, she's the money cat. She loves money.
Yeah. I think I saw an image of her in the post about the 18 million download where they were giving you the 4-star.
Yeah.
And she's on there. I was like, who is this?
Yeah, she's the other chocolate caster.
Okay.
There she is.
Nitocris. Oh, there she is. I didn't even notice you.
Yeah.
I just noticed Nitocris.
Yeah.
No,
so
sorry.
it's all the actually they're all chocolate caster. Which So that's I think that they're going to make that announcement at Anime NYC this weekend, even though we're in the middle of the event, because everything is wrapping up. We need to knock out this rerun to knock out the next story chapter, and that's to say if they're even going to do anything for Thanksgiving. Because remember the last time they gave us that week of downloads, and every day was a different limited servant. So I don't know what they're going to do for Christmas. They didn't give us anything like quartz or anything, but they did give us the banner rotation. So, and they had good ones because Scat was on there, Iskandar was on there. I think Gil was on there too. But yeah,
I pretty got Gil.
Yeah, I didn't.
Was it Caster Gil or
an Archer?
Archer. Okay,
Gil.
yeah, I got Archer.
It was all the limiteds, the guys that never show up.
Archer's limited.
Archer Gil is limited. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I got really lucky when I got him then.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did.
I wasn't even like trying. I was like, well, let's see who I can get, and there he is.
Yeah, he'll be back for New Year's. He'll be in the rotation, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't know after that when he comes back.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised now. Like, I didn't know how special my Gil was.
Yeah, consider yourself blessed, mongrel.
Yeah. I guess I am, because he was like the first 5-star I got.
There you go. I'm thinking about getting him only for like challenge quests.
Yeah.
Do I need him? Absolutely not. But he makes challenge quests easy, so I'm considering it. So, but yeah, yeah, it's pretty much it. It's pretty much all I got. So, like I said, there was a lot of drama and news going on this time for FGO, but yeah, we'll see how the next month is going to be pedal to the metal, my friend. So,
well, yeah,
keep
with
your
the Resh
luck
coming out.
Yeah. Oof.
I'm gonna still try to get her, but Ishtar's still better.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. We've been through this. We go through this like daily. You know, it's literally Ishtar's Aqua and Aresh's Eris. Mm-hmm. You know, we all know the game. And you know, I use and I was telling my friend this too in the car because she also plays FGO. We were coming back from the Konosuba movie, and I said I use Aresh all the time. So don't let my trolling and douchebaggery fool you. I actually do legitimately like Aresh. I think I prefer her more gameplay-wise than character-wise. Because character-wise, I feel like she just trips on her own shoelaces, you know? It's like, oh my god. You know, you can't take her anywhere.
Guess people like that.
Yeah, they think it's adorable, and I'm like, what? If you bring her to your house and she breaks all your dishes, you're going to find that cute?
Like, aw.
Oh, that's just all my fine china. Oh,
my grandmother gave me that.
Oh, it's so cute. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, people are weird. But I use her all the time. Like, I use her and my own Karna in JP. Archers are wrecked. They're just smoldering craters.
Yeah.
You know, it's... She honestly is pretty OP, and I don't... Her third skill is that special skill that they used at the end of Babylonia for the final boss fight, where you got, like, the HP up, the attack up, all those buffs. Those, like, 6 buffs. That's her third skill.
Okay.
And I think it's, like, on a 5-turn or 6-turn cooldown. So
you don't have to wait that long.
What's up?
You don't have to wait that long.
No, you don't. It's really fast.
How long does it last? Like 3?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you basically only got to wait 2 turns afterwards to get another use out of it.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, she's really, and she has Invincible as well to protect herself. So, and she just naturally crits because she's a Lancer, so they just always crit. So, that's the thing. So Lancers typically have low hit count,
right,
but they have high crit chance, and they have high star absorb. So when they crit hard. When they hit hard.
Oh, that explains why Tamamo Summer gets a lot of stars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I was wondering why it seemed like that happened.
Yeah. And they take a lot of stars. Like their cards tend to absorb more stars than other characters. So the only character that would probably outdo him would probably be like an Archer. An Archer, I think, takes more stars than a Lancer would. But
okay.
it also depends on characters too. So characters, there could be characters that have higher star weight as a Lancer than an Archer would. But typically the Archers will absorb more stars than a Lancer would if you have them both in the party at the same time. So, but yeah, that's their gimmick though. They have low hit count, so their attack might hit like twice.
Right.
But if it crits, like if you've seen it with like Raiko Lancer, if her arts card crits, that's a bar. She's just like bang bang boom. She has like 110%. That's why I love Mama Lancer. It's fantastic. Same thing with Karna. You know, Karna hits like once, twice, 3 times, and then it's just either it's dead or he's got a full bar. So,
awesome.
Yeah. So, plus, like I said, he's Divine Killer, just like Scat is, but he's AoE, so he can kill Gilgamesh in pretty much like one hit. I don't know if Rushkigal has it. Oh, and he's also good against Ishtar. Ishtar's in the same boat too. Also Divine, and he has Divine Killer, so as well as Arjuna, his own brother. Kill him in one shot too. So, like I said, and they're both AoE, Karna and Erishkigal, so, you know, it's just Erishkigal has a little bit more survivability and more team play because she has those party buffs.
Right.
Karna does not. Karna has like only self buffs and then a Noble Phantasm seal on the enemy. So.
Okay.
But it's great because it doesn't have a chance. It works all the time, every time. So if they're about to NP, slap that on them, and then you just earned another chance. It's like a stun, basically. So
okay.
It's
usually what I do with Tamamo, Lancer.
Yeah.
Like I'll use her
charm.
Yeah. I keep forgetting stupid things.
And you know, it's just different ways to say the same thing. They're all stuns.
Yeah.
The charm is a stun. Stun is a stun.
I always usually wait till it's like their bar's full. I'm like, okay, charm.
Yeah. There you
Because
go.
unlike some other ones where it's like slight chance, it's almost guaranteed to charm them, male or female. So I'm like, I'll just charm.
Yep.
Can't use it for another turn. All right, I can kill you now.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Pretty much. But yeah. And I guess the last thing I really have to say is that if you're not interested in tentacle lolies like Abigail, then wait for New Year's and roll for Hokusai. My recommendation, my wholehearted recommendation is to save you the headache, get a foreigner. Get one of them. And Mysterious Heroine Double X will be here for the summer, but compared to Hokusai or Abigail,
not as good.
Okay. She's more of a gimmicky thing. Like, a lot of mecha fans are like, oh, it's like Gundam. That's cool, sure. And, boobs, fan service, that's cool too. But in terms of practicality,
there's better.
Yeah. So, Abigail is single target and Hokusai is AoE. So, if you can get either one of those, you'll be good. But I leave the final choice to yours because they're both really good. I use them all the time. I use them both all the time. And they carried me through Lost Belt.
Yeah.
So, definitely through Lost Belt 2 particularly.
A lot of Berserkers?
Yeah. Because that one's the one that takes place during Ragnarok. So you're going up against like frost giants and all of those. And what are they? Berserkers. So, you find yourself finding Abigail or Hokusai on your friends list like all the time. So it's like
nice.
And then even then in like this year in the current summer event that JP had, because it was Saber Hokusai as the welfare servant. So normal Hokusai got a attack buff, or attack bonus. So just using her even more. So, but yeah, but even Hokusai normally, even outside of Berserker battles, is actually pretty good. It would be like bringing in like Jalter.
Right.
Jalter, has no strengths or weaknesses, but has no strengths or weaknesses except from Moon Cancer, which is incredibly rare, or from Berserker, which she'll kill before they kill her. So
yeah,
this is the same thing with Hokusai. So Hokusai just has no strength, no weaknesses towards anybody except foreigners or alter egos, but they're so rare it's never going to be an issue.
Right.
So yeah. So
okay.
I recommend that to anyone who's still listening. But get one of them. Get Abigail single target or get Hokusai AoE. And that's all I can tell you. So
Nice.
Yeah.
And Abigail was what, this month? And this month?
Yeah, Abigail is within, I'd say, 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks. What throws us off is Thanksgiving. I can't predict what's going to happen. Listen for Saturday. I'm sure that Discord is going to blow up because one of us is going to find out what they announced at Anime NYC, and it's going to be posted in Discord.
Right.
So be aware, like Saturday night.
Okay.
Yeah, Saturday night we're going to know what's going on. I'm sure they're going to make some form of an announcement at Anime NYC, and they're probably going to drill them about compensation for their broken streak because they're grown man children. They can't get over it. So, just like they were like, when are you going to fix Osakaba Yima?
It's like, we're not fixing her. She's perfect.
Exactly. So, they're going to drill them again for the maintenance this weekend, but whatever. What matters is that we're going to get some form of an announcement, whether it's going to be a Thanksgiving banner or when the Salem chapter comes out, or maybe both. Maybe they'll be like Thanksgiving and then Salem.
Okay.
So, but Abigail won't be the first banner anyways. Abigail will be second banner. So.
Yeah, second half.
Second.
And that's Epic of Remnant, right?
The last epic of Remnant, yeah.
Okay.
So you don't need to beat any of the other chapters.
You could just go into any one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I could have started with Agartha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, okay, I got to beat Shimosa. I mean, I still got to beat Shimosa, because, I mean, I'm just dreading that fight with Shuten and Reiko. But maybe now that I got some better servants, I might be able to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't that bad. It was. I mean, at this point, you'd almost be because Shuten is a berserker. So if you just wait like 2 more weeks, you can get Abigail and then just go in there and steamroll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just you bring Abigail, Jack. What else?
Jack. Oh wait, no, I can use a support. Yeah.
Yeah, support Jack. Your own Abigail, support Jack, and
Reiko is a writer.
Writer, yeah. So that's
I could use like the first. Or...
So that's why I said Jack, because Jack does bonus damage to women. Women. So, and then Abigail will just maul Shuten.
What about Carmilla?
Carmilla's a good one too. Carmilla, Jack, and Abigail. There you go. Easy street.
Well, yeah, Abigail would be good against Shuten because she's a berserker in this.
Exactly.
So.
And so if you did that setup, you can just rush down Shuten, put everybody on Shuten, knock her out first, because she's not gonna. Raiko's not gonna do anything to Carmilla or to Jack because the weakness.
Yeah.
And then Shuten, is gonna do some damage, but still not gonna be too bad. So especially since Carmilla can drain and Jack can heal, so.
Yeah.
Oh, and then like Abigail has like party up like NP gain, like everybody gains like 10% per turn for like 3 turns or 5 turns or something like that. So
okay.
Yeah. So she's yeah. Her only problem is that she has long cooldowns, like 7-turn cooldowns.
Oh.
So it's like Kiara levels of bad, but regardless, she hits like a tank. So triple arts card. So
okay, nice. Yeah. Like Nidocris.
Yeah.
Triple arts.
Triple arts. So and a triple arts and a Buster Noble Phantasm. Because logic.
Nice.
But yeah. So all right.
So like I said in our little chat, we did end up going 3 hours.
Awesome.
Again, we keep saying we're gonna do a short hour, and then the ranting starts.
Yeah, there's just so much to talk about.
It's like we can't contain it.
No.
It's just...
as long as it's informative, that's all that I hope. As long as somebody kind of absorbed the knowledge or said that, oh, wow, that's really useful, or, hey, that's wrong, let me go and say something about it. That's all. I'm in it for the conversation.
Yeah.
So, that's all. And that's what it just feels like. It just feels like having a conversation. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, we are basically having a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's open to everybody, man. Feel free to jump in. I'm always down to read comments and talk about it. And if I am wrong, I'd like to correct myself. So please let me know if I missed something.
Yeah, we're not experts. So,
Yeah.
we just go by what we know or remember. And sometimes what we remember is wrong.
Yeah, like Roman told me that Tracer's girlfriend is in the game officially.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. I know this stuff. I pay attention. But I mean, like Steven said, he liked the game, but he wasn't like completely invested in it.
Nah.
Not like me. I was like totally invested into the story and everything.
That's
Whatever
right.
they gave us.
That's right.
Like Overwatch, I guess, would be like you with FGO for me. Kinda.
And what's funny is that I don't even consider myself like super hardcore into Fate, you know? Like realistically, like if it was something like Ace Attorney or Fire Emblem, I'm way more invested into like those.
Yeah.
But I think that because Fate is such another one of those cultural things in terms of nerd and weeb fandom, that everybody is doing it, that's why I'm kind of like into it. But yeah, for all my ranting and raving and posturing and all that, I still don't think it's like super high up there. But it is engaging, it is fun, it is great.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, our friend Jose, he's way worse, dude.
Is he?
Oh yeah, puts me to shame.
Really big into Fate?
Oh wait, dude, you think you're a Saber fanboy? You should see him. Man, he's the OG Saber fanboy.
Since Fate Stay Night?
Oh yeah.
Visual novel?
Oh yeah. He played them all. So,
I have the visual novel. I just haven't gotten that far in it. Like, no actual fighting started.
Oof.
Shiro and Rin haven't even met yet.
jeez.
That's how far I got.
Jeez.
Oh, I know. They did meet at the school, though.
Yeah.
No actual battles yet. But they did meet at the school. So, never mind. They did meet. I did get that far, at least. But yeah, update on Thanksgiving watching. Nobody has said they wanted me to do it, so I don't know if I will be doing it. I might do it just because. Who knows?
Where are we voting?
I will put up a poll on the... Well, I'll do one on the Discord if I can. I'll put one up on the Facebook as well.
Okay, sounds great.
But, yeah. Look at the Discord, look at the Facebook. The links will... Well, you'll see our names for all that in the description.
All right, cool.
We post all that.
Cool.
So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it, though.
That's definitely it. Go watch the Konosuba movie.
Yeah, go watch the movie. I still got to go watch the movie. Hopefully, it's put up on Crunchyroll soon, and I can do that and give you all a reaction to it as well.
Yes. Be nice to your FGO team. They're trying their best.
Yeah, they're doing everything they can. Don't treat them badly.
Yeah,
they do enough for us, I think. Considering everything that happens, they do their best.
They do their best. You should be mad at Apple, if anything. Go be mad at Steve Jobs and all them.
Yeah, go
punch his gravestone.
Yeah, punch his gravestone.
Don't punch his gravestone. Please don't.
Wear
punch
a punching glove. A boxing
there you
glove
go.
If you're going to punch
there
his
you
gravestone.
go.
I said a punching glove.
There you go.
Anyway, we will talk to you all again Thanksgiving week.
Yes.
We still have to pick a day, but it'll definitely be before Thanksgiving, and I'll have it up hopefully on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Or the day before, depending on how early we do it. But until then, I'm Roman.
I'm Steven Sonosuke-sama.
And we'll talk to you again then.
Later, y'all.
Bye.